Chapter 1319. Killing a third party was Fong Ping's favorite thing to do. In other words, no one wanted others to be the fishermen. Others might not have the courage to attack a third party, but Fong Ping did. But this time, Fong Ping's wishful thinking was wrong. Hong Yu and Li Zhu did not comment. It was not that they did not want to kill Heavenly King Yi and the others, but they had some concerns. Concerns that if they killed Heavenly King Yi, Fong Ping would attack them. Nowadays, humans were getting stronger and stronger. Hong Yu and Li Zhu were not stupid. Even if Heavenly King Yi really had a plan, humans would be the first to bear the brunt. On the other hand, if they killed Heavenly King Yi, not only would they not get any benefits, they might even become scapegoats. If the Tao tree behind Heavenly King Yi was really extremely powerful, killing Heavenly King Yi would be troublesome. At the last moment, perhaps they would become the buffer between humans and the Tao tree. Both sides would kill them to end everything. It was very likely that this would happen. Because of this time the two powerhouses did not care about Fong Ping at all. Fong Ping also knew that there was not much hope and felt a little regretful. Even if he and the weapon god envoy wanted to kill Heavenly King Yi, these two would not just stand by and watch. They would probably stop him. As humans became stronger, these powerhouses already had a basic principle. Too many powerhouses could not die, especially non-human powerhouses. Otherwise, in the end, it was very likely that the powerhouses of the three realms would join forces and still not be able to match the enemy humans. Therefore, at this moment, all forces were actually quite restrained. It was not the first time that a broken 8 Heavenly King and a broken 6 Heavenly King encountered each other, but there was almost no killing. This was to prevent all this, not only to prevent humans, but also to prevent beginner martial artists. Strictly speaking, the three realms now should be the real three major forces, should be the human race, beginner martial artists, and other alliances. Hong Yu and Li Zhu did not want this balance to be broken again. Even if Heavenly King Yi had ulterior motives, that was a matter for the future. If the Tao tree wanted to plot against all beings, it would not be that easy. This time, there were many broken 8. The Tao tree was not an emperor. Even if it really broke 9, if all parties joined forces, they could beat back or even kill the Tao tree like last time. These people were very shrewd in their calculations. Fong Ping glanced and did not say anything. Actually, it was time to learn to be smart. In the past few years, Fong Ping had continuously weakened the strength of all parties. Countless powerhouses had died and were injured on all sides. The humans were getting stronger and stronger and had already become a great threat. Who would dare to rashly kill those Heavenly King powerhouses? Now, the death of a Heavenly King did not mean that they were weaker, but that the human race was stronger. There was no way to fight now. On one hand, it was because the two sides' combat power had not completely lost balance, and on the other hand, it was because of the threat of the Tao tree. Everyone looked at Jiang Hao. Jiang Hao wanted to keep the information to himself. However, seeing that Hong Yu and Li Zhu were eyeing Jiang Hao with hostility, including Skyarm, Fong Ping understood that he could not be too selfish. If he pushed the Chu Wu side to the opposite side, then he and the God Forging Envoy would be in danger. Casually throwing out a few sofa chairs, Fong Ping called for the God Creation Envoy to sit down, then called for Jiang Hao to sit down, and gave one to the Skyarm. Ignoring the others, Fong Ping sat down and said, "Jiang Hao, tell me how to break through this stage. Also, where did the projection of the earthly sovereign go?" Jiang Hao looked around and knew that Fong Ping could not handle the pressure. However, it was much better than before. Previously, Li Zhu and the others were overbearing and wanted to capture him directly to interrogate him. Now, however, they chose to listen from the side. Jiang Hao was just about to speak when the cat suddenly jumped over with a bang and landed on his shoulder. It sniffed, then jumped back with a bang, and ignored him. Jiang Hao looked at the cat, his gaze slightly complicated, but he did not say anything. He knew what the cat was smelling. The cat was looking for unquestionable Jian, not him. Fang Ping rubbed the cat's big head after unquestionable Jian died, although the cat did not mention it again. When Fang Ping knew the cat mentioned unquestionable Jian a lot. In these 8,000 years, there were not many people that the cat could remember. Unquestionable Jian occupied a lot of space in its life. As for Gong Zhuanzi, although he had been with the cat for thousands of years, in the cat's heart, his position should be much lower than unquestionable Jian's. The matter with the cat was just a small interlude. No one said anything. Jiang Hao could not be considered unquestionable Jian. On the day unquestionable Jian died, there really was no such person in the three realms. Today, Jiang Hao only had a part of unquestionable Jian's memory. It was not much different from watching someone else's life. The impact on Jiang Hao was also limited. The earthly sovereign's projection has dissipated. Jiang Hao's first sentence made many people frown. Hong Yu said in a low voice, "Dissipated? The projections here are all indestructible. Even if they collapse, they will reappear very quickly." Why did they dissipate? It was not his first round. Fang Ping was not the only one who had seen projections collapsing. Under normal circumstances, even if they collapsed, they would quickly reform. However, the earthly sovereign's projection had dissipated. What did this mean? No wonder they had not seen the earthly sovereign's projection since they came in. Jiang Hao glanced at him and said lightly, "I don't know why it collapsed either, but it did collapse. When I came here, the projection was already on the verge of collapsing. Maybe it's because the real body has completely disappeared." He was not too sure. Fang Ping, on the other hand, was deep in thought. Previously, the Celestial Emperor's projection had also dissipated. Could the Celestial Emperor's projection that appeared after that still be considered a projection? He did not know. After the earthly sovereign's projection dissipated, there was no earthly sovereign's projection in this place. Would it reappear like the Celestial Emperor and be molded by the rules? The Beast Emperor's projection could reform after collapsing so many times. However, the earthly sovereign's projection could not. Perhaps it really had something to do with the real body. Jiang Hao ignored Hong Yu and continued, "When the earthly sovereign collapsed, he did say something to me. But most of it had nothing to do with the breakthrough." Fang Ping interrupted, "Just tell me how to break through. You don't have to say anything else." Fang Ping said calmly. There was no need for Hong Yu and the rest to hear. Even if the earthly sovereign had something good for Jiang Hao, it was Jiang Hao's opportunity. It was not Hong Yu's place to ask. Hong Yu wanted to say something, but hesitated. In the end, he sighed softly and did not speak. He actually wanted to ask something, but he did not say anything in the end. The earthly sovereign, his father, that domineering dominator, was even worse than Celestial Emperor Batian. It was a pity that, among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors, the only one who was clearly dead was the earthly sovereign. Needless to say, it was ridiculous. The celestial realm had been destroyed for 8,000 years. In these 8,000 years, the earthly sovereign was the most famous. In the end, the earthly sovereign was dead, but the others were still alive, including the Celestial Emperor Zhan and the other 2 emperors. Jiang Hao nodded and continued, "The way to break through is not difficult. Before the earthly sovereign's projection collapsed, he left something here. As long as we find it, we can use it as a token to break through, and the passageway will open automatically." Everyone was stunned. It was that simple. The powerhouses who came here had more or less broken through some of the barriers. The barriers were not that easy to break through. But what was the situation with the earthly sovereign? As long as they found the token, they would be able to break through? Fang Ping looked around. This place was a grassland. It was not a palace or anything like that. It was just a grassland. Of course, this level was not small. Otherwise, it would not be able to accommodate these people who had broken through to 8. Fang Ping asked immediately, "What is it?" As he said that, he added hurriedly, "You don't need to say anything. We can talk later. Anyway, we can break through as long as we find the token, right?" "Yes," Jiang Hao responded. He glanced at Hong Yu and the rest. After thinking for a while, he said, "But it might not be easy. I know that you might not believe what I said, but the earthly sovereign did leave a few other words. He left a lot of tokens here, but they are different. Some tokens will bring you some benefits, while others will only help you to pass through. All of you have experienced this before. Passing through doesn't mean that there will be benefits. Passing through doesn't mean much. Whether or not you can find a valuable token will depend on your luck." Li Zhu frowned slightly. He said softly, "Although this place is vast, it's not too big for us. Under the coverage of our mentality, there are no abnormalities. Are there any other restrictions on finding the token? If there aren't with our strength, it won't be difficult to overturn this place." They were all top-notch powerhouses who had broken through to 7 or 8. This place was at most the size of a small county. It would not be too difficult to overturn such a big place. If they could find the token so easily, it would be too easy to pass through. Jiang Hao smiled. "You can try. I don't know the details, but since it's the earthly sovereign's treasure, I don't think you can find it so easily. We've been fighting for so long that the ground has collapsed, but we didn't see anything. I don't think it's as simple as searching inch by inch to find the token." Li Zhu frowned. Hong Yu glanced at Jiang Hao. "Heavenly King," he said in a low voice. "Jiang Hao, is there a limit to the number of tokens?" "I don't know." "You really don't know how to find it?" The token that the earthly sovereign mentioned might be a grain of dust or a blade of grass. This place isn't big, but anything can be a token. Jiang Hao said coolly, "That will depend on how good your insight is. If you're lucky, you can find it. Since the earthly sovereign said so, there must be something unusual about the token. Otherwise, what's the difference?" "You, Heavenly King," Yi was displeased. He thought that Jiang Hao must have hidden some important information. However, when he glanced at Fang Ping, who was composed, Heavenly King Yi suppressed his rage and didn't say another word. Jiang Hao definitely knew more than that. These people all had their own judgments. But now, it was probably Jiang Hao's limit to disclose some information. If he was not worried that the human race would become the target of public criticism, he would not have said anything. Fang Ping said lazily, "That's enough. Are you all kids? Do you want me to teach you how to find it step by step?" Jiang Hao knows a lot, but that's his own business. It has nothing to do with you. Telling you how to clear the levels is already doing me right. Fang Ping was not polite at all. He did not care how much information Jiang Hao had hidden. He looked at Hong Yu and the others and said with a smile, "You're all smart people. Go find it yourselves. Do you think I would ask you how to clear the other levels? You'll tell me if I ask? Don't be jealous of others all the time. Disperse. If you want to find it, go find it yourself. If you can't find it, just stay here. You're so old already. You can't even see through this. Do you really think we're easy to bully?" Everyone was speechless. Who dared to bully you? A bunch of lunatics. Lunatics. Especially you, Fang Ping. But they were all top-notch powerhouses. They knew this too, unless they turned against each other again. Telling them this much was already the limit. Hong Yu did not say anything. He turned and left. Li Zhu did not stay any longer. He bellowed, "Generals of the Heavenly Court, Search every inch. Yes, sir. The people in the catacombs quickly scattered in all directions. Some used mentality to search, while others started digging 3 feet into the ground. On the other side, the few heavenly kings of beginner martial arts looked at each other. Very quickly, Skyarm said, "Everyone, go and look. If there's anything unusual, inform me immediately." These people dispersed. Heavenly King Yi and Sheng Hong did not stay either. Hong Yu and the others ran away. If they did not leave, they had to be careful that Fang Ping would turn against them and kill them. It was not that this fellow could not do it. As for Fang Ping and the others, they were not in a hurry to search. Clearly, they wanted to continue communicating with Jiang Hao. Although they wanted to listen, they could not stay any longer. As soon as they left, Fang Ping laughed. A palace descended directly. Combat Heavenly Palace. When Combat Heavenly Palace appeared, Fang Ping said, "Let's go in and talk. There's no hurry. Be careful not to be eavesdropped by these fellows. Big Cat, monitor carefully. Don't let anyone eavesdrop." Meow. The cat was a little unhappy. He wanted it to work again. However, it was a little unwilling to enter Combat Heavenly Palace. At this moment, it did not waste any time. It sat in front of Combat Heavenly Palace's door and squatted on the ground. Obviously, it had decided not to go in. It was better to be a watch cat. Seeing this, the God Creation Envoy grinned and bent down to pinch the cat's head. In the end, the cat tilted its head and avoided his hand. Its big eyes were full of displeasure. "If you don't give me any benefits, I won't let you play with me." The God Creation Envoy was extremely tired. How realistic. Back then, I gave you a pot and a bell. If you wanted to touch it, you could touch it. If you didn't want to touch it, you, the cat, had to come over by yourself. Now, isn't this old man just a little down and out? Is there a need to be so realistic? Fang Ping laughed as he watched. Li Hansong's skeletal teeth were exposed. He also wanted to laugh. Jiang Hao also had a smile on his face. He did not say anything. The group walked toward Combat Heavenly Palace. Outside the door, the cat lay on the ground lazily, looking at the many people exploring and digging the ground in all directions. The cat's mouth twitched. How silly! Jiang Hao must be hiding something. At this moment in the sky, Li Zhu suddenly said. Hong Yu nodded slightly. Li Zhu looked at him and said, "The earthly emperor is your father. Don't you have any clues?" Hong Yu did not say anything. What is this place? The place where this kind of checkpoint appears is usually not an unfamiliar place. Where is this place? Li Zhu asked again. Hong Yu was silent for a while, then said slowly, "The hunting ground. When I was young, my father liked to bring Hong Kuan and me to hunt here. He taught us martial arts and fought with some demons to train in battle." Li Zhu saw that he was a little sad and did not continue this topic. He said again, "Previously, the rules avoided Fang Ping. Why? What is true blood?" True blood. Hong Yu put his hands behind his back and thought for a while. He said slowly, "True blood is actually not considered blood. Or rather, it is a kind of source. Legend has it that true blood is actually the juice of the seed. This place should have a lot to do with the seed of rebirth." Fang Ping had integrated true blood, so it was indeed possible that there was some connection with this place. The rules were also a kind of embodiment of Tao. Fang Ping's true blood has some resonance with the rules here. That's why he can avoid being harmed by the rules. Of course, he probably did not integrate a lot of true blood. He might not be able to avoid all of them. Li Zhu frowned. Where did he get this thing? The seed of rebirth. This might be the biggest secret of the 3 realms. Where did Fang Ping get true blood? Hong Yu's eyes were deep. There might be some left behind where the seed appeared. There might be some in the human world. In fact, it could appear anywhere. But the place with the highest probability should be the world behind the door, or this place. He might have gotten it here. Of course, it could also be somewhere else, like the world behind the door. Li Zhu's eyes flickered. He said in a low voice, "He can go to the world behind the door." Who knows? Hong Yu turned to look at the towering combat heavenly palace. He said softly, "I'm afraid Fong Ping's background is not that simple. He was born at the right time. Previously, I thought Zhang Tao was the one. Now it seems like he might be the one." Li Zhu nodded slightly. His tone was slightly complicated. The heavenly court and the humans have a blood feud. I'm afraid there will be a war sooner or later. Now, the humans are getting stronger and stronger. Sigh, I don't know what will happen in the future. The catacombs and the humans had been fighting for years. Both sides had suffered countless casualties. The catacombs did not care about the deaths of the weak, but the humans did. Especially in the past 100 years, the humans had suffered more than 10 million casualties. People like Zhang Tao and Fong Ping were born with the heart of revenge. They fought for it. In the future, there might still be a war. However, the catacomb's strength was now at a disadvantage. Once Fong Ping advanced past 8, it might be the time for the humans to take revenge. Hong Yu said in a low voice, "Hong Kun and the rest are not stupid. They might not give Fong Ping this chance." It's not just them. Even in the Sky Grave, there are many people who don't want the Origin to produce powerhouses. Tianchun is still guarding the Sky Grave continent, but the seal will be broken sooner or later. He won't be able to protect it. When those people come out, Fong Ping was born with destiny. Plus, Tsang Mao is among the humans. The future is uncertain. The three realms have just fallen into chaos. Fong Ping is not qualified to suppress the three realms now. Heavenly King subduing King. Him. Hong Yu fell silent. After a while, he said calmly, "His role has actually ended, guarding the human world for 8,000 years. That's his role. He wants to break through to the imperial path or the extreme path. Sooner or later, he will be targeted. Imperial path? Maybe it's his master." Hong Yu said meaningfully that master of his is not an ordinary person. He might not have really died back then, but he has never appeared in the three realms. I suspect that the war back then had a lot to do with the sun god. He let his disciple guard the human world for 8,000 years. It might not be out of good intentions. Li Zhu fell into deep thought. After a long while, he laughed. "Forget it. Let's not care about them first. Let's break through this stage first. About the Tao tree. The Tao tree," Hong Yu said in a low voice. "The Tao tree, I've actually heard of it. I don't know much about it. I've only interacted with it once, very briefly. Years ago, my father went to the Divine Emperor Palace. I saw it once in the Divine Emperor Garden. Back then, it had yet to transform. Now, it seems like it has already become a spirit. There have always been rumors that the Beast Emperor did not fully prove his Tao. If he had, the Beast Emperor's combat power would not be what it is now among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. He would probably be ranked in the top 3. Of course, that's just a rumor. If the Tao tree really has become a spirit, I'm afraid it's eyeing the position of Emperor of Demon Plants, or even the position of Emperor of the Demon Race. Li Zhu's eyes flashed. "You're called the Demon Emperor." "This demon is not that demon." Hong Yu shook his head slightly. It was different. He was called the Demon Emperor because people denied his identity as the earthly emperor. They thought he was a monster, not an earthly emperor. He was a demon, a monster of a monster. But the Demon Emperor was the emperor of the demon race. It was different. Li Zhu did not dwell on this. He asked, "What should we do if we encounter the Tao tree?" I'm afraid the Tao tree is in the last stage. If it's not the divine emperor, then the celestial emperor. The celestial emperor is not the celestial dog. No. Hongyu shook his head and smiled. I don't know much about the celestial emperor. However, in the later stages of the heavenly realm, the heavenly hound called itself the celestial emperor and broke a big taboo. All the emperors knew about it, but no one said anything. They wanted to see if there would be any accidents. The heavenly hound was similar to Feng's disciple. It was a bait. Unfortunately, the heavenly hound did not know about it. It was so smug. In the end, Celestial Emperor Batian chased it out of the heavenly realm, saving it. However, the heavenly hound did not manage to escape in the end. Hongyu took a deep breath. Be careful. The fact that the heavenly hound did not manage to escape means a lot. If the heavenly hound did not get into trouble, it would mean that the celestial emperor was really done for. However, it seems that might not be the case. The bait, the heavenly hound, worked in the end. What about the emperors of Zhan Palace? Li Zhu said in a low voice. All of Feng's disciples are dead. That's hard to be sure. Hongyu looked at combat Heavenly Palace again, shaking his head. The deaths of Feng's disciples are closely related to Fang Ping. As for the reincarnations of Heavenly Emperor Zhan and the rest, they are very close to him. Therefore, it's hard to be sure whether it's the influence of Heavenly Emperor Zhan and the rest or Fang Ping. Feng's disciples, other than the one with the name Zhan, who died at the hands of the Demon Emperor, almost all of them died at Fang Ping's hands. As such, it would interfere with some people's judgment. This was because Fang Ping was also a vortex. Hongyu went back to the topic at hand. Even if we encounter the Tao tree, we will not be its first target. The Tao tree will probably wait for everyone to gather before appearing. When that happens, we might not have to be afraid of it. If it gathers us, why doesn't it do it now? Why does it have to wait for us to clear the checkpoint? Hongyu laughed. Perhaps it's because clearing more checkpoints will help in the final checkpoint, or rather, clearing checkpoints will help weaken some of its power. Haven't you noticed that the more people there are to clear a checkpoint, the weaker the checkpoint's power will be? The Tao tree might have asked Yi to lure us here because of this. Li Zhu nodded slightly. He had actually sensed something. Right now, he had a deeper understanding of this place. After thinking for a while, he finally said in a low voice, the purpose of this place might be to nurture an emperor. I wonder if it's the seed of rebirth's will or someone else's. If it's not the seed of rebirth, then it's the heavenly emperor's will. Hongyu murmured. Indeed, it wants to nurture an emperor. Perhaps it wants to achieve something. Of course, we can't rule out the possibility that it's the divine emperor's arrangement. In any case, this is not a good place to become an emperor. However, it's a good place to improve our strength. Here, as long as we don't become emperors, we should not be too affected. It might not be a good thing for the Tao tree to become an emperor here. Perhaps it will become a fake emperor. The real emperor should still be behind the door. Becoming an emperor, there is the real origin emperor. Li Zhu laughed. He was not too concerned about this. Right now, he was still a little short of breaking 8. Becoming an emperor was still very far away from him. Right now, the ones who needed to worry were not him, but the powerhouses who had broken 8. This place was very strange. Even if one became an emperor here, it might not be a good thing. After the two of them conversed for a while, Li Zhu did not ask any more questions. He personally went to look for the keepsake. He still had to clear the checkpoint. If he had some more gains, he would truly be able to break 8. Hongyu waited for him to leave before murmuring, "Father, what did you leave behind in this checkpoint?" Chapter 1320. Inside Combat Heavenly Palace. Fang Ping looked at Jiang Hao and asked curiously, "How many stages have you passed?" 9 trials. 9 challenges, not bad. Fong Ping chuckled. That warlord guy, when I came here, he was still stuck at the first stage. You've already broken through the 9th stage. Jiang Hao was surprised. He didn't pass. He was really a little surprised. This patriarch of mine is too cowardly. Fong Ping laughed heartily. I'm stuck at Heavenly Emperor Zhan's level. I can't read. Battle Heavenly the Arch. Jiang Hao nodded slightly and said, if you don't pay attention to that stage, it will indeed be difficult to pass. If it weren't for the people outside reminding me to read properly, I probably wouldn't have expected it either. It was obvious that he had already broken through Heaven battling Thearcha's trial. Fong Ping asked again, this is your 10th stage? Who else have you not cleared yet? The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors should have 13 stages, and this was his 10th stage. Jiang Hao had not passed 3 stages. As for whether there was a Heavenly Emperor obstacle, Fong Ping was not sure yet. I have not passed Emperor God, Emperor of Heaven Reverse, and Emperor East. When Fong Ping heard that, he frowned slightly. This seemed to be ranking according to ability. He had yet to pass these 3 tests, as well as the Spirit Sovereign and the Heaven Destroying the Arch. He still had 5 tests to pass, but Jiang Hao had passed quite a few. Did you pass the test with Celestial Monarch Batian? Yes. Jiang Hao smiled and said, it's still considered easy. I passed Heaven Emperor Batian's trial, and it's still a desperate realm. You should know that I've controlled a higher level of combat strength before, so I was able to defeat the desperate Celestial Emperor. That's why it was easier for me to pass this stage. He had passed that stage. Fong Ping looked at the God Creation Envoy. The God Creation Envoy shook his head and said, I haven't passed it yet. Then take it easy. Fong Ping said sympathetically, there's a change in that stage. The previous Celestial Emperor was obliterated. Now, what's left is the robot Celestial Emperor. I feel like it's much stronger than before. The God Creation Envoy was speechless. He always felt that nothing good would come out of the checkpoints that Fong Ping had passed. He had only passed the 4th stage, and he didn't know what would happen next. After thinking about it, the God Creation Envoy asked curiously, did you meet that old ghost Li Shan? No. The God Creation Envoy stroked his short beard and frowned. That's strange. We don't seem to have met this old fellow before. I even met the Nether God once. I met Fong and saw King Kuan. The Heavenly Hound should have appeared at Zhan Tiandi's level. Fong Ping had also encountered quite a number of powerhouses who had broken through 8. However, he really hadn't met the Heavenly King subduing. Although it was a random checkpoint, and the probability of encountering the other party was not high, there seemed to be no movement after Heavenly King Zhen entered this place. Fong Ping was not the only one who had not encountered a Heavenly King. None of the people Fong Ping had met said that they had encountered a Heavenly King. The God-forging envoy pondered for a moment, then said, be careful here, there are some tricks. This old man actually sensed the Tao tree you mentioned before coming in. Someone had laid down an inescapable net. Perhaps it is, as you said, and the Tao tree has really taken root in the various stages. At the critical moment, it might be connected to the final stage. As the number of people clearing the levels increased, the ceiling strength of each level decreased. The Tao tree might have been waiting for this opportunity. However, according to everyone's current situation, there aren't many people who can break through the stages of the Divine Emperor. The God-forging envoy thought for a moment and said in a low voice, be careful, the Tao tree might affect something and seal the powerhouses in those few stages instead of receiving them. Old Li might have fallen for it and been trapped in a certain stage. If the Tao tree was secretly tempting everyone to enter and carry out some kind of plot, then it would definitely not let some powerhouses that threatened it pass. The heavenly King Zhen was very strong. Previously, he was close to breaking through 3 gates. Such a top-notch powerhouse might have been schemed against by the Tao tree the moment he entered. He was worried that the heavenly King Zhen would affect it, so he trapped the heavenly king in a certain stage. This was not impossible. The Tao tree had been here for a long time, so it might be able to do it. When Fang Ping heard that, he frowned and said, "In that case, the Tao tree is not stupid. It only did it because it was confident." But Fang Ping glanced at the God-forging envoy and said with a smile, "Only the heavenly king is trapped, not Senior. Does that mean that he is not afraid of Senior and looks down on Senior?" The God-forging envoy was tired. "Your way of thinking was really unique. I told you it was troublesome. You told me that others looked down on me, and you even had to stab me in the heart once. Was there a need?" "Nonsense, according to what you said. It is either at the peak of breaking 8 or breaking 9. Why is it afraid of me?" The God-forging envoy still knew his own limits. He had only broken through 1 gate, but his strength was almost comparable to 2 gates. This was because he had forged a body of fake jade bones, which was not inferior to the real thing. Even so, he was not a match for the peak of breaking 8. The Tao tree was afraid of the heavenly king, but it was not afraid of him. However, the God-forging envoy was not someone to be trifled with. He sneered and said, "Brat, you don't have to stab me. Since I've come in, there are some things that can't be said by others. Just you wait and see." "What? You still have other arrangements? Guess for yourself." The God-forging envoy did not tell him. Fang Ping curled his lips. At this time, Jiang Hao said, "Which stages have you not passed? Tell me, maybe I can provide some clues. I'm just not sure if there will be any changes." Annihilate the Heavenly Emperor and the Spirit Emperor. Jiang Hao was a little surprised. Fang Ping had passed a lot of stages too. However, he knew that Fang Ping was a monster, so he did not ask further. He immediately said, "You should have no problem passing the stage of exterminating Heavenly Emperor. He mainly tests whether your origin is strong or not. If your origin is more condensed, then it will not be a problem to pass." The Spirit Emperor's stage is a little troublesome. Jiang Hao smiled bitterly and said, "The Spirit Emperor's stage is in her dojo. You might have been there before. Actually, it's not too troublesome." "But forget it." Fang Ping was speechless. "Just say it. It's raising a cat." Jiang Hao smiled bitterly and said, "There is also a cat in the small building where the Heavenly King and the others broke through. Of course, it doesn't have any intelligence. The Spirit Emperor's stage is to raise a cat. It's not difficult to pass, but it's troublesome, complicated, and a headache. You have to play with the cat, feed it, and make it happy. If the cat thinks that you can pass, then you pass. I spent a relatively long time in that stage. I spent a full 3 months playing with that cat. In the end, I didn't get any benefits. It seemed that the cat was tired of playing, so it let me leave." The corner of Fang Ping's mouth twitched. There was such a thing. Fortunately, I didn't go there. Otherwise, Fang Ping suspected that he would not be able to stop himself from beating the cat to death. Let's see. Let the cat solve it itself. I don't know if it will work. Oh, right. You didn't come into contact with the Spirit Emperor? The Spirit Emperor doesn't appear much. In the past 3 months, I've only seen her twice. It was a flash, and I didn't have the chance to communicate. The Spirit Emperor might be beneficial. You should actually come into contact with him. Thinking of this, Fang Ping immediately said, "Oh, right, did you test the method of qualitative change at the Emperor's stage?" "No, cultivating the Emperor's technique." Fang Ping frowned and nodded quickly. "That's good. Senior God Creation Envoy, you should take it easy. At the Emperor's stage, The Emperor's avatar came in and replaced the projection. Don't be tricked by him. What? The God creation envoy was a little surprised. Then he frowned and said, "This guy is cunning. Then we have to be careful." The few of them exchanged information, and Fong Ping told them everything he knew. Soon, the topic shifted to the Earth Emperor. When I came, the Earth Emperor was indeed about to collapse. Jiang Hao's expression was a little solemn. He said in a low voice, "The Earth Emperor isolated the space and communicated with me. He saw the unquestionable sword and guessed my identity, so he asked me some things about the outside world. He also had some feelings about the fall of the unquestionable sword. When Jiang Hao mentioned this, he also sighed. He guessed that his real body had perished. Maybe the words of a man on the verge of death are kind. The Earth Emperor said a lot of things." Jiang Hao thought for a while before concluding. Generally speaking, there are 3 points. First, it's about the Heaven Reverse Emperor. Jiang Hao said quickly, "The Earth Emperor used to rule the land, but the land was later invaded by energy cultivators." All of this had a lot to do with the Heaven Reverse Emperor. The Earth Emperor and the Heaven Reverse Emperor had a good relationship back then. When the Heaven Reverse Emperor passed on his skills, he did not stop him. The Earth Emperor did not allow the Heaven Reverse Emperor to pass on his skills to the human world, so the human world still cultivated vitality instead of energy. The Earth Emperor said that even though the Celestial Source Project was proposed by the Heaven Emperor and implemented by the 9 sovereigns, in fact, the Heaven Reverse Emperor participated a lot. The other 3 emperors did not participate much back then. The 3 emperors' goal was to perfect the last few flaws and become the sovereign emperor. Therefore, they did not care much. The change of the celestial source has a lot to do with the Heaven Reverse Emperor. Fong Ping nodded slightly. He was also very cautious about the Heaven Reverse Emperor. He did not dare to trust him. Second, it has something to do with the Emperor God. Or in other words, there is a key to the first and the second. The Earth Emperor said that the Emperor God and the Heaven Reverse Emperor had a close relationship. They were close in the early years. Both of them were the strongest in the initial martial arts period, one of the leaders of the initial martial arts period, the ancient leaders. But later, the 2 pretended that they were not familiar with each other. The Earth Emperor also discovered all of this by chance. He suspected that the change of the 3 realms might be caused by the Heaven Reverse Emperor and the Emperor God. Jiang Hao took a deep breath. He was a little nervous. Even in the Heavenly Palace, he still chose to send a voice transmission. The Earth Emperor once suspected that the Heaven Reverse Emperor and the Emperor God might be the same person. Boom. Fong Ping and the God-crafting envoy felt as if they had been struck by lightning and were extremely shocked. What did he mean? The first emperor and the first emperor might be the same person? This is the Earth Emperor's guess. The Heaven Reverse Emperor and the Emperor God are both very old, so old that he is not very familiar with their past. He only knows that when the initial martial arts period rose, the 2 appeared. The Emperor God focuses on the mentality. He likes research and does not like to fight. The Heaven Reverse Emperor focuses on the flesh and energy. He is powerful in combat, but he seldom shows up. The Earth Emperor has such a guess because he has sparred with the 2. Although their fighting styles are completely different, he has studied them afterward and found that their fighting trajectories are somewhat similar. It is a kind of fighting habit. This thing goes deep into the bone, and it is difficult to fake. The Earth Emperor is also a genius. He felt something was wrong after that. But these 2 are ancient powerhouses. They are too powerful. He did not mention it to the public. Fong Ping and the Weapon God ambassador looked at each other. They were both shocked. No way. These two ranked top, 3 among the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. If it was only one person, that would be too horrifying. One was good at the mentality, the other was good at the flesh and energy. If this was a fusion, then Fong Ping suddenly thought of someone, Gu Qing, who was killed in the king's battlefield. Back then, Gu Qing had 2 avatars. He wanted to cultivate both to the true God realm fusion. He thought of King Kuan again. King Kuan also had 2 avatars. His avatar wanted to devour the heavenly wood, forge the jade bone body, and then fuse. In this way, Hong Kuan, would also become an all-rounder powerhouse. Fong Ping's heart palpitated. The weapon god ambassador also murmured, "It can't be. These 2 guys are too old, and they are also terrifyingly powerful. It can be said that with martial arts, there will be these 2 people. Are they the same person? If that is the case, does the Celestial Emperor know? If the Celestial Emperor does not know, then it is really scary. Do these 2 guys want to fuse and completely transcend?" He also found it hard to believe. He had never thought of this. No one in the 3 realms had thought of this. Who were these 2 people? That was the true supreme existence back then. One was the first emperor, the other was the first extreme Tao. Could these 2 people be one? Jiang Hao saw that the 2 were shocked and understood. He was also shocked when he heard it for the first time. At this moment, Jiang Hao continued, "There is a third point. The earthly king suspects that the other 3 emperors of the extreme Tao may be their research subjects. The earthly king feels that the path of the 3 emperors of the extreme Tao is too coincidental. It may be a deliberate guidance by the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven Reverse to let them walk this path. They want to see the effect of walking the extreme Tao, and then they may want to forcefully fuse them. I told him that the 3 emperors of the extreme Tao are reincarnated in the human world. The earthly king judged that in the last battle in the heaven realm, the 3 emperors might have been plotted against, and this may be the purpose. If he really died, it may have something to do with him finding some clues." Jiang Hao said in a deep voice, "If the earthly king's projection can make some judgments, then the real body may know more. But the earthly king is not good at quarreling." He said it himself. His real body may be very bold and wanted to steal the results of the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven Reverse. In the end, he may have been discovered, so he was killed. The God Creator nodded. "That is possible. The earthly king is arrogant and unruly. He thinks he is invincible in the world. He doesn't think that the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven Reverse are better than him. If the God Emperor really found something, he may want to be the Oriole. If so, then it is reasonable that he was killed. Such a big plan, and it has been planned since the beginning of martial arts. If the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven Reverse are one, then the God Emperor must be ambitious. The earthly king wants to take the food from the tiger's mouth. How can it be so easy? It is not surprising that he was killed." He then continued, "If that's the case, then it's not strange that he made some arrangements for his son and gave him a way out. Maybe he was prepared before the war broke out. He should know more than the others. He may have already made arrangements in secret. He knows that the battle is of great importance, and he will either succeed or die. Therefore, he has made arrangements for Hong Kuan and Hong Yu. That is the reason why they could reach the 8th level so quickly. In this case, Hong Kuan and Hong Yu were powerful, and they had already made arrangements. There was an answer, because the audacious earthly king knew a lot of things, but he did not tell anyone. Instead, he wanted to take it for himself and be the Oriole. He also knew how difficult it was to deal with the God Emperor and the Emperor of Heaven Reverse. He was also prepared to be killed. Fong Ping took a deep breath. These emperors had too many secrets. Also, These people were terrifyingly bold. Each of them was astute and had their own plans. The battle back then could be said to be an accident. Maybe many emperors already knew about it. As for battle, annihilation, and tyrant, they might not know much. Fang Ping suddenly shook his head and sighed. How pitiful! At this level, they still can't escape the fate of being pawns. These guys are more sinister than the other. Now, I am wondering if the earthly king faked his death to hide in the dark. I can't rule out this possibility. The god-crafting envoy was helpless. To be honest, you have to admit that the 9 emperors were indeed a group of top-notch martial artists in that era. The top-notch group surpassed the others in every aspect. Otherwise, they would not have been able to become emperors in that era where tens of thousands of Dao competed. Although I feel that I am talented but have missed the opportunity, but to be honest, Fang Ping thought that he was going to belittle himself. Unexpectedly, the old man turned around and said, "If you really want to talk about it, the Emperor God, Emperor Donghuang, and the others can actually compete with me." Fang Ping rolled his eyes wildly. Fang Ping ignored him. He knocked on the table and exhaled. It's hard to imagine. The situation in the 3 realms is more complicated than I thought. If those two are really one, then it's really scary. This means that their plan is even bigger. Until now, it has not been exposed. Now, only these two can move freely, but there has been no movement. What does that mean? Fang Ping licked his lips and said, "I suspect that these two have a bigger plan. The Emperor of Heaven. The Emperor of Heaven might not be their goal. Damn, both of them are incomparably deep. It better not be one person. Otherwise, even if they reach the Emperor level, they may not be able to turn the tables. These two are the top 3 among the emperors. If they really merge, will the Emperor be a match for them?" The news that Jiang Hao brought stunned him and filled Fang Ping with a sense of crisis. Now, the Dao Tree was also planning to seize the opportunity to become an emperor. It was the God Emperor's pawn. What was he trying to do? Could it be that the God Emperor's plan was bigger? Fang Ping suddenly laughed. The Dao Tree wants to become an emperor, and the God Emperor has been cultivating the Dao Tree. Back then, he even took away the dragon transformation. F***CK. This guy can't be thinking of making another Demon Emperor clone, right? An extreme Dao Heavenly Emperor. The first Emperor, a Demon Emperor, if this is really one, and then merge again, will no one in the 3 realms be a match for it? The God Creation envoy inhaled and said in disbelief, "That guy can't be so ambitious, can he?" It's hard to say. Fang Ping rubbed his chin. If the God Emperor is the mastermind behind the scenes, then he might have a bigger ambition to create the current situation in the 3 realms. The seed of rebirth. According to what they said, the seed of rebirth is the source of power in the 3 realms. This old guy can't be thinking of getting rid of the seed of rebirth, right? Or absorbing it. If that's the case, then his ambition is so big that even I am shocked. Fang Ping noted down all these things. They were very important. These things were very important for him to grasp the situation in the 3 realms, as well as to judge and rope in the future. At this moment, Fang Ping suddenly smiled and said, "Back then, Hong Kuan said that one day in the future, the enemy might no longer be the enemy, and the friend might no longer be the friend. Do you think that in the future, will we join forces with Hong Kuan? This guy looks like he really wants to avenge his father. Maybe there really is a possibility of joining forces." The God Creation envoy said indifferently, "Why are you thinking so much? If there really is a war in the future, he might not be qualified to participate since he is not an emperor." That's true. Fang Ping looked at Jiang. How? Then what about the specific method to pass this stage? It's what I said before, but you can't just look for things randomly. Jiang Hao continued, When I came, the Earth Emperor was about to collapse. He didn't have time to say too much and leave too much behind. So before this, he left behind some of the things that he wanted to leave behind. The Earth Emperor said that in this stage, he left behind some of the secrets that he knew, including some of his unique combat skills, and even some things about the higher levels. There are mainly 3 things that are the most important: a small wooden sword, a jade pendant, and a crystal ball. He left a lot of things here, but not everyone can find them. He actually left them for his 2 sons. His 2 sons will have some weak reactions to these things. Of course, as the receiver of his last words, he also left me a source of chi. Most of the things are hidden in the Sumeru space. He opened it here. I should be able to find one of them with the source of chi. As for Hong Kuan and Hong Yu, they should each have a corresponding treasure. He actually has a distribution of the 3 treasures. The others might be able to find some ordinary items, but they are only proof of passing the stage. They are not very useful. Yo, you really dote on your son. Fang Ping chuckled and said, "It's okay. Since we know, then it's ours." Oh, right, this old guy is not an idiot. He will tell you that there are 3 treasures. If it were me, I would at most tell you that there is only one most important, which is the one you are looking for. Why do you have to say 3? Aren't you afraid that you will take it for yourself? As soon as he said that, Jiang Hao frowned and fell into deep thought. After a while, he said in a muffled voice, "I didn't think too much about it before. Now that you mention it, it is indeed a little strange." "What do you mean?" "Maybe there is some kind of trap. The one you got might be the one that he wants others to know about. The one that Hong Kuan and Hong you got might not be the one that is really useful. When the time comes, you think that the 2 treasures are useful, and you tell others, they will also think that the 2 treasures are useful. At the crucial moment, these 2 fellows hand over the items. Maybe they can avoid some trouble. After all, the earthly emperor is their father," Fang Ping thought and laughed. This possibility is not small. It is nothing more than a smokescreen. As a father, it would not be right if he did not leave something for his sons. From some of his actions, it seems that he cares for his sons a lot. In this way, if there is really something good, the probability of him leaving it for his sons is very high. The others will think so too. With you around, the others will think that it is only these 2 things when they ask. Naturally, they will not think about other things. But these 2, did they really get this treasure? The God Creation envoy looked at Fang Ping with a strange look in his eyes. He said it as if he had personally set it up. As expected, sinister people understood sinister people the best. Fang Ping, this kid, had never thought of people in a good light. In any case, as long as it was not his family, he would deal with it as a bad person. Fang Ping said and laughed. "It's okay. We will find them all. We will get all the things here. No matter what, they are all ours." The others will not agree. When the God Creation envoy said this, Fang Ping said unhappily, "You are really stupid." "Who are you? Aren't you here? You are a professional counterfeiter. If I had your strength, would I still be able to break through stage by stage? I will directly fake it. The Emperor Creators fake, pretending to be their origin chi, and directly try to break through the stage. I can see that they let people break through, in fact, through a few points to open up a passageway. First, aura. Second, origin. Third, some connections with the rules of this place. It's a little difficult for me to fake aura and origin now, but I can provide the third point. I realize that my true blood is indeed a little involved with the rules of this place. I will think of a way to break through the connection of the rules. Senior, you can think of a way to fake the earthly emperor's aura and origin. It only takes an instant for them to break through. If we can break through, who cares if it's true or false? Who knows if it's true or not? Fong Ping's words made the God creation envoy dumbfounded. Could it be like this? It seemed like it could be done. He was indeed a master of counterfeiting. Otherwise, he would not have created a fake path that day. That was not a small project. Then what you mean is that we find everything here, but we might not be able to find everything? Fong Ping sighed. You're so stupid. We've already created fake origins and auras, including the passageway that connects to the rules. Then, we should be equivalent to replacing the earthly sovereign's position in this round. When the time comes, we'll still be able to find out where he's hiding things. It is difficult for outsiders to find the things that the earthly emperor has hidden, but what if we become the earthly emperor himself? That way, it would not be difficult. If others find one or two of them, it would not be a problem. If they forcefully exchange them, it would be obvious that they are not qualified to take those items. We will use ordinary tokens to exchange. Other than Hong Yu and the others, would the others dare not to exchange? Even if Hong Yu and the others dare not exchange, we will not let them pass. They already said that they will replace the earthly emperor. If we don't let them pass, do they have a way to pass? Fong Ping said proudly, "This stage is good. The earthly emperor's projection has collapsed, giving us a chance. Actually, we can control this stage. As a challenger, the greatest achievement is not to break through, but to control that stage. Senior, your thinking is too old-fashioned. Why do you have to listen to others? Fate is in my own hands. I, Fong Ping, will not resign myself to fate. Although I am in someone else's chess game now, I must turn the situation around. Even if I am a chess piece, I must give myself the greatest amount of freedom. You only know how to break through one stage at a time. What kind of future can you have? Listen to me, do it, and directly plunder all the benefits of this stage. I, Fong Ping, like to pack things up and take them away. It is not that he gives me 100 good things to choose from, and I must choose one." The God creation envoy was dumbfounded. Jiang Hao also had a look of surprise on his face, ashamed of his inferiority. No wonder Fong Ping was a human king. This fellow was not strong in terms of strength, but in terms of thinking. He did not follow the so-called rules at all. In his opinion, rules were meant to be broken. Chapter 1321. Fake. Everyone who heard Fong Ping's words was shocked by what he had said. This guy really dared to dream. Right now, Fong Ping was not in a hurry to go out and look for it. It would take a long time to find it. Fong Ping looked at Jiang Hao. "Do you still have that wisp of origin chi? Here, take it out and see if you can imitate it. After all, it's just a projection, so it shouldn't be too difficult to analyze." Jiang Hao did not waste any time. A strand of golden, hair-like power thread appeared in his hand. Fong Ping looked at the God-crafting envoy and asked, "Senior, can you copy it?" The God creation envoy was a little excited. He rubbed his hands and said, "Don't say, this old man has never done this before. Brat, you sure have guts. You even dare to pretend to be a king. The emperor is not human?" The God-forging envoy was speechless. The people of their era were still very respectful towards the emperor. Times were different, and so were some concepts. Fong Ping, this fellow was lawless. He did not have that kind of feudal mindset. He never thought that the emperor could not be defied. The God creation envoy did not receive the strand of golden energy. His eyes were like fiery eyes, releasing a brilliant light as he looked at the golden thread in Jiang Hao's hand. The golden thread seemed to have a life of its own as it slowly trembled. The God-crafting envoy did not mind. After carefully observing for a while, he quickly said, "The power has weakened, causing the Emperor Qi to not be condensed enough. If he wanted to disguise himself, it was not impossible, but he needed some time. However, just pretending isn't necessarily useful. Tell me, how are you going to connect the rules? It's simple. When the hand of rule appeared, I sensed it. It has some connection with the true blood. I'll give some blood to the earthly sovereign's clone. It should be able to create a connection. I'm just afraid that if we waste too much time, the things will be taken away. No, I'll go out and delay them later. As Fong Ping said that, he looked at Jiang Hao and said, "You'll go out with me later and fool them. Senior, please create some fake objects as soon as possible. I will discover them." As he said that, the God Creation Envoy frowned and said, "Not so fast. I haven't finished analyzing it yet." Fong Ping's eyes flickered, and he smiled suddenly. "I've got it." In the next moment, a broken plaque appeared in his hand. Earth Imperial Palace. Yes, when he was at the headquarters of the Divine Sect, he found some treasures in the hall where the Heavenly Hound was trapped. They were incomplete, and among them was the broken plaque of the Earth Palace. It must have been left behind by Hong Kuan to mourn for him. Now Fong Ping thought of this. He looked at the God-crafting envoy and said, "This is a genuine Earth Palace's plaque. Senior, cut it and make it into different things. Even Hong Yu has to take it seriously." The God Creation Envoy didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He gave a thumbs up and said, "This is not a fake, this is real." Apart from the person in question, Hong Yu would probably fall for it. "You're really cunning." After saying that, he thought for a moment and said, "Then I'll do it right away. You have to make it a little more fake. After all, this isn't the real Earth Palace. I suspect that those things are actually fabricated using energy. If you make it real, you might be exposed." This person was also a connoisseur. When connoisseurs met connoisseurs, it would be a powerful alliance. As the God Creation Envoy measured the plaque, he smiled and said, "I'll just extract some aura. You'd better find a real keepsake as soon as possible. I'll forge it according to the keepsake. It's better to get the Earth Emperor's avatar out as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm worried that those people will leave after getting the keepsake." Fong Ping said hurriedly, "With the avatar here, I should be able to control the keepsake and make it ineffective. There should be some rule power attached to the keepsake. I have to take back the rule power in case someone runs away directly." That's right. At this moment, the God Creation Envoy also had the attitude of drinking 1,000 cups with a bosom friend. He said excitedly, "Kid, your eyes are very sharp and your thinking is unique. If you become my disciple, I guarantee that you'll be able to fake better than me. Forget it. Your forgery skills are average. It's fine if you don't learn." The God Creation Envoy cursed silently. "You don't want to accept you as a son. You don't want to accept you as a disciple either. This bastard's standards are really high." However, he was also a little depressed. Speaking of which, there was not much he could teach Fong Ping. Forging divine weapons was a unique skill. However, Fong Ping did not care at all. In his eyes, if the divine weapon was gone, he would just snatch it, and he had to forge it himself. How troublesome. "Forget it. I'm too lazy to teach you." The God Creation Envoy said, and quickly said, "Then I'll cut some objects first. This thing is just right. I'll use this object as the foundation, the origin chi in Jiang Hao's hands as the source, and your blood as the base. I should be able to forge a projection of the Earth Emperor that can be passed off as real." The God Creation Envoy rubbed his hands again. He had not made a move for some time. In the past, he had only forged objects. Today, he had forged a pseudo-emperor. This was the first time in his career. He was still a little excited. The God Creation Envoy quickly cut the Earth Palace's plaque. He was also extracting some aura and carrying out materialization. Very quickly, he created a few small objects. there was the small wooden sword that Jiang Hao had mentioned, and the jade pendant that was purely illusory. Then he carried out the old work. In fact, the plaque was an old object. However, the God Creation Envoy had cut it before, so there were still some traces left. This guy was also an old hand. Very quickly, he did it as if it was real. There were no clues at all. Fang Ping was also excited when he saw this. An expert was an expert. What he did was realistic. It was an old object of the Earth Palace in the first place. Now that the God Creation Envoy had done this, Fang Ping felt that even if the Earth Emperor himself came, he might not be able to distinguish the real from the fake. Jiang Hao and Li Hansong, who were at the side, were already dumbfounded. When these two guys met, they had to say that they were the kind of people who would not pay with their lives. At this moment, Fang Ping began to bleed and provided to the God Creation Envoy. Very quickly, he looked at Jiang Hao and said, "Let's go. If we stay here, they will definitely suspect us. Now, go out and find the treasures. At the same time, disrupt their line of sight. Senior God Creation Envoy, get the Earth Emperor's avatar done as soon as possible." After saying that, Fang Ping grabbed out of the door. In the next moment, the fat cat that had been in a daze was caught by him. "Big cat, don't be lazy. Use your mentality and cooperate with Senior God Creation Envoy to seal off this place. Don't let the Earth Emperor's avatars or leak out." Fang Ping made arrangements one by one. The cat continued to lie down indifferently. It was too lazy to move. Whatever the liar, its spiritual force was strong, and the God Creation Envoy was also very strong. With one man and one cat working together to seal it, Hong Yu and the others would definitely not be able to discover anything unusual. At the same time, Hong Yu's heart stirred slightly. He seemed to have sensed something. Just as he was about to search in the direction of his senses, Fang Ping shot out of the heavenly battle palace, Jiang Hao following behind him. Fang Ping laughed loudly. "Hong Yu, Li Zhu, have you found it? I asked you to find it first, but you can't even find it. You're really useless." As he said that, Fang Ping said casually, "There are a total of 81 tokens here. Don't worry, everyone. Fang Ping, will only need to find 30 to 50. I'll leave the rest to you. Of course, if I find all of them, I can buy them with money. I'm not a picky person. It's useless to have so many tokens. It's still worth spending money to buy a token to pass. Don't worry, everyone. I'll let you pass. Who asked me to be so kind?" Needless to say, after he said that, those who saw him coming out earlier, who were initially a little nervous, were not so nervous now. On the other side, Sky Arm laughed loudly. "Human King, if you buy it, how much will it cost?" His mentality was not too strong. He had not found anything until now. There were quite a lot of people on Chu Wu's side. There were a total of 7 people. Sky Arm felt that his side might not be able to find the 7 tokens. If he could buy them, he would be willing to pay a small price. Everyone realized that if they passed the trial, they would be teleported to the same trial if they moved together. Of course, the prerequisite was that no one had passed this stage. Take Fang Ping and Jiang Hao, for example. Even if they teleported at the same time, the possibility of them entering the same checkpoint might not be high. This was because Jiang Hao had cleared more checkpoints than Fang Ping. Fang Ping might enter Annihilate Emperor and Spirit Emperor's checkpoints, but Jiang Hao would not. Sky Arm wanted to gather as many beginner martial artists as possible. This way, he would have more confidence. Many cultivators from the Path of Origin had broken through to the 8th realm. On his side, other than him and the underworld god, there was another cultivator who had broken through to the 8th realm. These were the only 3 people in the 3 realms who had broken past the 8th rank. The others were all in the heavenly grave continent. As for the origin, there were heavenly king subduing king, seal, God creation envoy, Hongyu, Hongquan, moreover, Sherpa, Li Zhu, King Qian, and Luan were all close to breaking through the 8 heavenly layer. The gap between their strengths was quite huge. Ha ha ha. If Senior Heavenly Arm wants it, can I ask for a higher price? Let's find it first. If it's not enough, then we'll talk about it later. As he spoke, Fang Ping looked at Jiang Hao. Jiang Hao nodded slightly and pointed in a direction. Fang Ping quickly broke through the air and blasted the void with a punch. With a rumble, vitality exploded in all directions. Fang Ping stretched out his hand and grabbed it. In the next moment, a golden wine cup appeared in his hand. Fang Ping said in surprise, "Did the earthly emperor move here? I was wondering why. Is this his wine cup?" At this moment, Hongyu fixed his gaze on it. He frowned slightly and said slowly, "That's Father's favorite 100-dragon gilded cup in the past. The god-forging envoy was also an old hand. He had been to the Earth Palace many times. He did not forge it randomly. Instead, he created some items from the Earth Palace in the past based on his impression." Hongyu recognized it at a glance. Moreover, he also felt his father's aura. There was almost no doubt. This was indeed the wine cup that his father used in the past. As for whether it was a real wine cup, or if his father had fabricated it out of thin air, he did not see it clearly. Fang Ping received it. At this moment, Fang Ping laughed and said, "That's too easy. I got one in one go." Indeed, some teleportation energy is attached to it. However, the keepsakes in this place have benefits. This one doesn't seem to have any. As Fang Ping said that, he said loudly, "Whoever found the keepsakes, if you can't find any benefits yourself, or if you feel that there are no benefits, you can trade with me. I'll also throw in some imperishable substances and origin energy. It's better than having benefits that you haven't found. I lack everything but these things. After all, the earthly emperor is only a projection. He might not have left anything good behind. Only a rich person like me can afford to trade with you." Fang Ping laughed and said, "Everyone, don't worry that I'll snatch the keepsakes. I only want benefits. I don't care if you guys pass the level or not. I'm rich and willful. Whoever finds it can trade for the keepsakes. Even if it's just a normal keepsake, it's okay. Who knows, there might be benefits hidden." On the other side, Hong Yu frowned. Soon, Li Zhu arrived and sent a voice transmission. "What is this guy trying to do?" "I don't know. Let's wait and see." As expected, Jiang Hao knows how to look for it. But he also has a clue. It's hidden in the void. The search area has shrunk a lot. As he spoke, Fang Ping blasted the void with a punch again, grabbing another object in his hand. He laughed wildly. "That's too easy. Unfortunately, it seems like there's still no benefits. Hong Yu, does your father have any unique consummate skills? Emperor Nan's vitality augmentation skill, Emperor Ren's qualitative change method, Emperor North's golden body technique, Emperor Baishan's jade bone forging method. I've learned all of them. Now, I'm just short of some higher-level consummate skills. If your father doesn't have them, I'm too lazy to waste my time learning them." Everyone was exhausted. Every time he mentioned a consummate cultivation method, everyone was so envious that they wanted to kill him. How many benefits did this guy get in the previous levels? Even Hong Yu felt helpless at this moment. He had heard of these unique cultivation methods before, but it was rare to see them. Fang Ping, on the other hand, had caught all of them in one fell swoop. Hong Yu was starting to wonder if all the tests he had passed earlier had been for nothing. This Fang Ping guy was too good at treasure hunting. He had also passed a few levels. Why did he not get so many good things? Now, even he was a little concerned. Beside him, Li Shu was a little jealous. He sent a voice transmission. Does Earthly Sovereign Senior have any unique skills? Hong Yu replied, My father's strength lies in his omnipotence. He doesn't have any unorthodox skills like the others, but my father's apocalyptic sword was one of the strongest combat techniques in the 3 realms in the past. The increase in combat strength is probably more than 20% at its peak. It's very compatible with my father. If we find the apocalyptic sword, we'll get a lot of rewards. You didn't learn it. When the emperors were alive, even their children would rarely be able to inherit their source battle techniques. I'm mainly worried that others will steal it and crack it. That's why I didn't learn this combat technique. Li Shu was a little tempted. Even if the apocalyptic sword was not compatible with him, he should be able to gain a lot from studying it. Previously, he had learned a lot from Heavenly Emperor Zhan. Every martial emperor and extreme-grade venerable emperor had their own characteristics. Although Zhan had deep attainments in combat techniques, even Fang Ping's god-slaying saber technique had only been slightly optimized. It was not as terrifying as the increase of more than 20%. Gathering the strengths of hundreds of schools was a great reference for people like them. At this moment, the void trembled slightly. One of the catacombs' true gods looked delighted. In the next moment, a small token arrow appeared in his hand. At this moment, Hong Yu growled, Fang Ping, don't you dare! At this moment, Fang Ping had already broken through the air. He grabbed the token arrow and sensed it. It was made up of pure energy. As expected, it was not a physical object. Fang Ping did not say much. He threw the cup that he had gotten earlier over and smiled. Here's the cup. I won't take advantage of you. I'll give you some imperishable substance in exchange. Having said that, Fang Ping added, You're not allowed to teleport away now. Continue searching. If you find it, there will be benefits for you. I won't mistreat you. If you dare to teleport away, Hong Yu won't be able to protect you. Fang Ping was anxious. The God Creation Envoy had not finished making a fake avatar. This way, the real token could be teleported away. He had already sensed a trace of the power of the rule. However, it was fake. It had not been bestowed with the rule yet. It could not be teleported away. If it was discovered, it would be exposed. Of course, these people might not be able to discover anything. Perhaps they felt that they had not found the trick, which was why they could not teleport away. However, if the people from the catacombs discovered it, they would definitely show it to Hong Yu. They were afraid that Hong Yu and Li Shu would find out. Very soon, Hong Yu broke through the air and arrived. He snorted coldly and looked at Fang Ping. His gaze was cold and harsh. Fang Ping, you've gone too far. Nonsense. I exchanged with him, not snatched it. Fang Ping rolled his eyes. He looked at the true god in front of him and said, casually, You're that white tiger king, right? Did I exchange with you? I even gave you more benefits. Tell me, are you willing to exchange? As Fang Ping said that, he stared at him until the other party's face turned pale. Indeed, he did not lose out. Instead, he gained a lot of benefits. Fang Ping was considered generous. He gave a lot of imperishable substances, but Fang Ping did snatch it. However, how would he dare to say that now? Even if Hong Yu and Li Shu were here, he was a true god. How would he dare to undermine Fang Ping? Did he want to die? Could it be that Hong Yu and Li Shu would stay with him and protect him forever? He dared not make a sound. Hong Yu's expression was slightly gloomy. He knew that the others could not fight with this rascal. He reached out and grabbed the cup. Seeing that, Fang Ping taunted him directly. Trash. I exchanged for it. I'm still an enemy. I even gave more benefits. You, on the other hand, snatched your subordinates' good stuff. How can you be the master of the heavenly court. Look at you. Who would dare to work for you? Look at those who follow me. Who didn't get any benefits? Those who follow you are all seeking death. They didn't see any benefits. Instead, a lot of them are seeking death. Hong Yu's expression was sullen. He had some thoughts earlier. If he got the keepsake, he might be able to teleport away. Of course, he did not want to leave so soon. However, after hearing what Fong Ping said, at this moment, there were still many catacombs powerhouses here. If he really took the keepsake, these people would probably be disheartened. Fong Ping's words were not lies. Those who followed him, Fong Ping, had indeed received great benefits. As for the heavenly court, a lot of them had died. Hong Yu checked the wine cup carefully. He looked at Fong Ping coldly and tossed the cup to the true God. He said in a low voice, "Not bad. Continue looking. Find more. Let's leave together." White Tiger King heaved a sigh of relief. He also wanted to clear the level. He was really afraid that Hong Yu would snatch it away. If he really took it away, he would not dare to say anything. At this moment, he was somewhat grateful to Fong Ping. If not for what Fong Ping said, Hong Yu might not have returned it to him. If that was the case, he could continue to clear the level. Clearing the level meant that there was hope. Moreover, he had some ideas in his mind. If he found a few more keepsakes, even if he could not get the benefits from the earthly sovereign, it would not matter. If Fong Ping snatched it away again and gave him some good stuff, it was actually not a bad idea. To true gods like them, the things that Fong Ping did not want were actually good things. Whether it was imperishable substances or origin chi, they were of great help to them. Of course, these thoughts were not known to outsiders. If Hong Yu and the others knew that they had such thoughts, they would have the heart to kill them. Although White Tiger King did not say it out loud, the martial artists in all directions more or less had the same thoughts in their minds. Fong Ping exchanged the keepsakes for them. He did not snatch them away by force. Fong Ping only wanted the good stuff left behind by the earthly sovereign. If they really found it, they might not be able to keep it. If Fong Ping snatched it away every time, it was actually not a bad idea to exchange it for some benefits. Hong Yu and Li Zhu were not fools. How could they not understand what these people were thinking? Li Zhu had also rushed over at this moment. His telepathic voice carried a hint of helplessness. This fellow did not snatch it away by force this time. The stuff left behind by the earthly sovereign might really be snatched away by him in the end, unless we find it ourselves. Otherwise, it's not easy for us to snatch it away from others. If it stays in their hands, Fong Ping will set his eyes on it sooner or later. Hong Yu was also helpless. There was no other way. He was not as rich as Fong Ping. However, Hong Yu still telepathically said, even if father left behind benefits, he would not have every keepsake. At most, he would have 3 to 5 keepsakes. The keepsakes that Fong Ping snatched away might not be the ones with benefits. The keepsakes that he handed over might not be worthless. That's why it's not considered a loss. This fellow thinks that he has a sharp eye, but I'm father's son after all. In the end, it's more likely that he will be at a disadvantage. Li Zhu could only comfort himself this way. Idiot! At this moment, Fong Ping was cursing in his heart. He had obtained a real keepsake. As long as it was real, there might be something good in it. He did not know what exactly the earthly sovereign had left behind. However, when the earthly sovereign's doppelganger dissipated, it must have left behind something that he thought was extremely important. If he took away all the keepsakes here, he would not be able to run away. Even if he could not find it now, he would find it in the future. At this moment, Fong Ping was still pretending to look around with Jiang Hao. After a while, he found 5 to 6 keepsakes. Of course, they were all fake. He had not found any of them yet. The reason why he was looking for so many was to snatch the keepsakes from others later. This was to prevent them from teleporting away, because they were afraid that he would snatch them away. Rumble! A loud noise was heard. Fong Ping broke through the air and arrived. Looking at the beginner martial Heavenly King who had broken through 6, he did not waste any time and threw out a fake keepsake casually, along with a large amount of imperishable substance. He laughed and said, "Exchange." Even if the origin sovereign left behind a cultivation technique, it won't be as helpful to you as the imperishable substance. This was already the 5th keepsake that he had exchanged for. These people were lucky to find these things frequently. On the other hand, Fong Ping and the other powerhouses did not find anything. This beginner, Marshal, Heavenly King, glanced at Sky Arm in the distance. Sky Arm nodded slightly. This person did not say anything and quickly took away the things that Fong Ping had left behind. As for Fong Ping, when he took the item that he had left behind, his expression changed. Small wooden sword. This was one of the 3 treasures that Jiang Hao had mentioned. This person had actually found it. It seemed like it was not certain that these 3 treasures would be found by Hongyu and the rest. Just as Fong Ping obtained the small wooden sword, in the distance, Combat Heavenly Palace trembled slightly. In the next moment, a wave of mentality swept over. The God Creation Envoy said, excitedly, "It's done. Kid, now you can really pass off the fake as the real thing. Wait for a moment. I'll use a fake clone to sense the location of those keepsakes. Maybe I can find the location of all the keepsakes. I'll eliminate the teleportation force on the real keepsakes as soon as possible so that they can't leave even if they take it." Beautiful! Fong Ping was overjoyed. All the benefits from this round are mine. Fong Ping was delighted. At this moment, Hongyu had also followed the direction of his senses and found a keepsake. It was a jade pendant, the earthly sovereign's personal jade pendant in the past. Of course, it was not a real thing. Hongyu held it in his hand and frowned slightly. It seemed to be a little different from the few that he had come into contact with previously. When he held the previous few in his hand, he did not sense any special power. This one seemed to have a teleportation force. Just as he thought about it, the force dissipated instantly. Hongyu frowned immediately. What was going on? At the same time, over there, the keepsakes in the hands of some people had more power, while the keepsakes in the hands of some people had less power. At this moment, Fong Ping smiled and said, "Everyone, I forgot to mention that not all the keepsakes here can teleport away. Some of the keepsakes don't have that kind of power. You guys check carefully. As for what I gave, I will try my best to use teleportation to exchange for your keepsakes." At this moment, a picture appeared in Fong Ping's mind. One by one, bright spots appeared. This was the distribution point of the real keepsakes sent by the God Creation Envoy. Fong Ping was delighted. Done. However, in the next moment, he cursed in his heart. Hongyu had gotten a real one, so had Li Zhu. That old fellow Sky Arm had also hidden one. These guys were really good at hiding. This would not do. He had to take them all away later. There were not many real keepsakes, less than 20. At this moment, Fong Ping had already collected quite a lot. Some of them had not been discovered yet. Fong Ping quickly brought Jiang Hao around to search. He also threw some fake ones to confuse the others. Very quickly, Fong Ping collected 15 real keepsakes. There were still 3 left, a total of 18. The remaining ones were in the hands of those 3. With these 3, Fong Ping could reap all the benefits from this round. Sky Arm was still searching. At this moment, Fong Ping flew over and threw 3 keepsakes at him. He smiled and said, "Senior, your side has found 4 keepsakes. I'm afraid you can't leave all of them. You want to sell them to me? What do you want?" Before Sky Arm could finish, Fong Ping smiled and said, "I want the one you found, Senior." Sky Arm's expression stiffened. He cursed in his heart. This kid's eyes were really sharp. He had hidden one secretly and wanted to study it. He felt that this one was slightly different from the others. He did not expect Fong Ping to find it. Sky Arm was helpless. He did not want to fall out with Fong Ping. Moreover, he might not need the benefits from the earthly sovereign. Now that Fong Ping was willing to exchange 3 keepsakes, he did not say anything else. Very quickly, he threw a crystal ball. Fong Ping caught it in his hand, a smile on his face. He had obtained the 3 treasures that Jiang Hao mentioned, the small wooden sword and the crystal ball. He was only missing the jade pendant. Right now, Hong Yu and Li Zhu each had a real one. He had to take this away. Not only did he have to take these keepsakes, Fong Ping also had a plan to do something even bigger. He had to reap all the benefits from this round. As for what he was going to do, he was going to let the earthly sovereign's avatar do what the Batian emperor did. It was fake anyway. If it was destroyed, so be it. However, he had to get Li Zhu and the others away first. Otherwise, they would be exposed easily. Fong Ping was delighted. Previously, Ironhead had forged jade bones. Should he give it a try this time, using the fake earthly sovereign to reap some benefits and run away? It was very beneficial for him. Chapter 1322. Li Zhu and Hong Yu each took one of the tokens. Fong Ping would not give up on this. The power of the rules on the tokens of these 2 had already been extracted by the fake earthly sovereign. If these 2 were to rely on this, they would not be able to break through. However, on the catacombs side, quite a number of people had also gotten their hands on the tokens. Based on Fong Ping's understanding of them, it was highly likely that they would not give it to him. It was more likely that they would leave some people behind, and they would use someone else's token to leave this place. God Creation Envoy. Fong Ping transmitted his voice to the God Crafting Envoy and said, "Quickly, seal the keepsake in the hands of the catacombs martial artists first. Don't let them break through." As soon as these words came out, the forging god envoys in the Battle Heavenly Palace all sighed. Fong Ping, this bastard, could not be more evil. Now, it could be said that this round was almost completely in their hands. Fong Ping had removed the rule power from the fake token. Those fellows who had exchanged tokens with him earlier could forget about leaving. As Fong Ping said that, he suddenly transmitted his voice again. "God Creation Envoy, why don't we run first, then let the fake earthly emperor explode, and see if the rules will kill Hong Yu and the others? What do you think?" Black-hearted, the God Creation Envoy sighed. Once again, Fong Ping was really black-hearted. He wanted to capture Li Zhu and the others in one fell swoop. However, the God Crafting Envoy still said, "The rules of this place are mainly aimed at the martial warriors who have broken through to the outside of the checkpoint. As long as they stay inside, the rules will destroy the person who broke the rules, and they will not attack them." In other words, after the earthly sovereign's clone broke the rules and was destroyed, these people would not be affected, unless these fellows were also stupid and broke the rules together with him. Of course, he would definitely suffer from some aftershocks. However, it shouldn't be a big problem for him to hold on for so long as he broke 8. The God Creation Envoy felt more and more that Fong Ping was black-hearted. This brat was also on the same side as him. Otherwise, he would have to be on tenterhooks. Fong Ping did whatever he wanted. He would con them however he wanted. How black-hearted. Over there, Li Zhu and Hong Yu met up. At this moment, the catacombs had a total of 15 people, and they had obtained a total of 8 tokens, 6 of which were fake, and the remaining 2 were real. Among these 8, 2 of them could not be teleported, and 2 of the 6 fake ones could not be teleported. Only 4 of the tokens had the power of teleportation. At this moment, the God-forging envoy had yet to cancel the power of the natural rules. Hongyu waited for Tianji to arrive before sealing the area. He said, "Li Zhu, did you notice anything wrong?" Li Zhu nodded slightly, his eyes deep as he said, "I found something. That Fong Ping guy is a little strange. As long as someone finds a token, no matter what it is, he has to get it and exchange it with his own." Li Zhu continued, "I've observed him. For some of the tokens, he got them extremely fast. He didn't even have the time to examine them before exchanging them directly." At this moment, Li Zhu didn't realize that the token was fake. He guessed, does he have a way to tell which token has something left by the earthly emperor? Or does he know which token is useful? Li Zhu suspected that Fong Ping might have found out which token was useful. Therefore, Fong Ping realized that he did not need what he had obtained, so he did not keep any of them. Hongyu responded softly. He had the same guess as well. He said softly, "Perhaps he hasn't found what he wants." Hongyu suspected that the jade pendant he had obtained was what Fong Ping needed. That was because he could sense it. As for the other tokens, he could not sense them. Instead, Hongyu said quickly, "Right now, we have a total of 6 tokens here. 4 of them can teleport people." He did not mention that he had obtained them. Li Zhu did not mention his own either. That way, there were only 6 of them. Among them, only 4 could teleport people. Since the catacombs' 3 heavenly kings were here, it was obvious that they wanted to clear the challenge. Not only them, but the others also wanted to clear the challenge. In that case, there was a huge gap. Hongyu frowned slightly. Moreover, the tokens were found by others. He could force them to hand them over, but with Fong Ping around, he was worried that Fong Ping would cause trouble. Li Zhu understood his concerns. He smiled and said, "It's okay. The others want to clear the challenge for benefits, not for the final challenge. If you and I provide some treasures, we can naturally exchange for them. We won't disappoint them." Snatching them away directly was not feasible. They did not gather so many subordinates for fun, but to unify the 3 realms. If they were to break the hearts of the people now, it would not be worth it. If they gave some benefits in exchange for these things, the others would not reject it. The few of them were still discussing. Beside Fong Ping, Jiang Hao felt a headache coming on. "What do we do now? The tokens are in the hands of these 2. It's going to be very difficult to get them." At first, Fong Ping was still considering. Soon he humphed. "What's so difficult about it? Cancel the teleportation ability of all their tokens. Tell them clearly that these tokens are useless. If they want to leave, they'll have to exchange with Li Zhu and Hongyu's tokens." This Jiang Hao looked at him in surprise. After a while, he smiled bitterly. "Snatch. This should be considered as snatching," Fong Ping said nonchalantly. "At this point, everything is under our control." "What's wrong with snatching?" After saying that, Fong Ping clapped his hands. It was very loud. Fong Ping felt that it would be difficult to trick Li Zhu and Hongyu into exchanging tokens. If that was the case, then he would not waste time. As the mastermind behind the scenes, he could not wait to reap the benefits. He did not have the time to chat and bluff with them. Fong Ping clapped his hands. Everyone looked in his direction. On the other side, Li Zhu and the rest stopped discussing and looked at Fong Ping. They also knew that there was something wrong with this round. Even the God Creation envoy had not appeared yet. They did not know what they were doing in Combat Heavenly Palace. "Everyone, it looks like everyone has gained a lot." Fong Ping laughed. "On the beginner side, all 7 of you have tokens. You're lucky." Sky Arm smiled. feeling a little helpless. If you said you're lucky, then so be it. The catacombs won't do. There are only 8 tokens in total. It's not enough. When he said that, Tianji was slightly stunned. He looked at Li Zhu and Hong Yu. Li Zhu and Hong Yu looked at each other. Hong Yu's expression did not change. He chuckled. Fang Ping, you have a good eye. It's not a good eye. It's the tokens of this place. I know where they are. You and Li Zhu had 1 each. How can I not know? Fang Ping sneered. Hong Yu and Tianji did not say anything. Fang Ping quickly found a large number of tokens. In fact, they had such suspicions. At this moment, Hong Yu wanted to curse in his heart. Did his father tell Jiang how where all the tokens were hidden? Did he have to do this? If that was the case, he might as well leave this to Jiang Hao. Fang Ping laughed again. I've seen the rest of the tokens. There's nothing I want. Li Zhu, Hong Yu, both of you had 1 each. I haven't seen it yet. Same rules, trade. I'll use mine to trade for yours. Li Zhu frowned slightly. He was a little unhappy. He said in a low voice, Fang Ping, don't you think you're being too overbearing? He did not want to trade with Fang Ping. What could Fang Ping do? At this moment, they had 4 tokens that could teleport them away. They did not need to trade with Fang Ping. That's how overbearing you are. Fang Ping sneered. He said disdainfully, if you don't want to trade, then don't leave. Do you think that since I can find the tokens, I'll give you a chance to leave as you please? Li Zhu and Hong Yu's expressions changed slightly. Fang Ping pointed at one of them. He said mildly, your token can't be teleported anymore. I said it. As soon as he said that, Li Zhu quickly reached out and grabbed that person. That person had a token in his hand. It could be teleported. They had sensed the power of teleportation earlier. However, at this moment, as soon as Li Zhu got it, his expression changed. He looked at Fang Ping, his expression darkening instantly. Hong Yu also quickly grabbed the other 3 people. I said it can't be teleported. I have the final say. Fang Ping pointed at the 3 people again, laughing loudly. The next moment, Hong Yu's expression changed too. They really couldn't be used anymore. Hong Yu's expression was livid. He looked at Fang Ping and said darkly, did you do something to these tokens? These tokens were all exchanged by Fang Ping previously. At this moment, over at Chu Wu's side, Sky Arm also checked it hurriedly. Then, his expression relaxed slightly. Fang Ping smiled. Senior Sky Arm, I'm a kind person. I'm always wholeheartedly to my allies. Although I can make it useless, I can't do this. As Fang Ping said that, he smiled again. Some of the tokens in the other people's hands can be teleported too. I haven't canceled the teleportation ability yet. If the catacombs snatch them away, then don't blame me for not being able to teleport. As soon as he finished speaking, a few martial artists from Medicine God Island teleported away immediately. They were afraid. On the other side, Divine Sex Tianbai also obtained a token. Without a word, he teleported away immediately. They were all afraid to stay with Fang Ping. They were afraid that they would be killed in the next moment. Those who could teleport had teleported away immediately. Chu Wu's side did not leave. The rest who could leave had already left. Li Zhu and Hong Yu's expressions became even more unpleasant. Fang Ping, what are you trying to do? Fang Ping said lazily, what am I trying to do? I don't want to do anything. I said, exchange 2 tokens for 2 that can be teleported away. That's generous, right? I'll give you a chance to continue challenging the levels. Hong Yu could no longer maintain his composure. He said angrily, those that you exchanged for previously, nonsense, we're enemies. Fang Ping said impatiently, did I exchange them with you guys? It's true, right? You could teleport back then, right? I only hid the fact that I can cancel the teleportation ability. This is my ability. If it were you, Hongyu, you might cancel it right away. You didn't even negotiate. Why are you acting all high and mighty in front of me? I can use my ability however I want. You're not convinced? Fang Ping was disdainful. I made a fair deal earlier. Look at Tianbai and the rest. Didn't they leave directly? Senior Skyarm and the rest can leave any time they want. Did I attack them? I don't like you, and I attacked you. You're not convinced. Fang Ping mocked, disdainful. He said lazily, "Are you going to exchange or not? If not, you can continue to stay in this level. I forgot to say, there are no other tokens. I've taken everything that should be taken." Hongyu and Li Zhu were furious. For a moment, both of them wanted to fight Fang Ping and the rest. This was too much. Fang Ping was still lazy. He yawned and said, "Hurry up and decide. Otherwise, I'll leave. You guys can continue to stay in this level. It's okay. We might meet again in the final level. Isn't the tree still here?" At this moment, Heavenly King Yi said in a low voice, "Human King, what about us?" They had also exchanged a few with Fang Ping. In the end, they were all ineffective. Fang Ping seemed to have just remembered them. He chuckled. "You guys, if you want to leave, that's fine too. How about spending some money?" Although that was what he said, Fang Ping had no intention of letting them leave. He would just kill them directly. Heavenly King Yi and the rest were conspiring with the tree. He had to be careful of them working together. Hongyu and the rest were enemies. Fang Ping was not afraid. He had never been afraid of enemies in the open. Everyone was open to being enemies. It was nothing. However, Heavenly King Yi and the rest were still dishonest even after so many of them were killed last time. Fang Ping did not like these dishonest fellows. "We'll talk about your matters later." Fang Ping saw that Heavenly King Yi seemed to want to say something more. He ignored him and looked at Hongyu and Li Zhu. He said impatiently, "Guys, what's your decision?" Hongyu took a deep breath and said coldly, "Then don't even think about leaving. When breaking through the level, teleportation will take some time. Even if I can't stop you, and the weapon god envoy Jiang, Hao, and Li Hansong can forget about leaving. Compromise again and again." Fang Ping was getting more and more insatiable. Moreover, even if they exchanged, who knew if Fang Ping would continue to play dirty tricks and cancel the teleportation ability? If that happened, it would be a wasted exchange. Li Zhu blushed and laughed. "Fang Ping, actually, it's not impossible if you want to exchange. However, your credibility is not that trustworthy. Who knows if you will cancel the teleportation ability again? How about this? Let us teleport away first. We will pass the things to you later. You're awake." Fang Ping said in surprise, "You're already so old. Why are you still so sleepy? Did you just wake up? Do you think I'm stupid, or are you stupid?" Li Zhu did not get angry. His smile faded a little, and he said softly, "But we don't trust you." "Nonsense. How about this? You leave the things on someone else, and you teleport away. Isn't that fine? Teleport away. I'll go get it myself. It's safe now, right?" As he said that, Fang Ping chuckled. "How about you leave it for Tianji? I said 1 for 1. We can exchange it for 2 teleportation tokens. You and Hongyu will leave. Tianji will stay for the handover. How about that?" When he said that, Tianji's face turned green. Stop kidding. He would leave even if he died. If he did not leave, he would die. He would not do it. Tianji looked at Hongyu hurriedly, almost begging him, "Don't do this. Don't give up on me. 2 teleportation tokens." Did this not mean that there were so many people, but only 2 could leave? The chances of him being left behind were very high. He did not want to stay here and die. Fong Ping saw that they were not speaking and was slightly impatient. He said again, "All right, 3 for a trade. You 3 heavenly kings can leave. If the others want to leave, they can buy it with treasures. I have plenty of tokens. Hong Yu, Li Zhu, do you too have to fight me to the death?" Hong Yu's heart ached. "Did we have to go against you? You had to trick us. This bastard, if he did not take advantage of us, he would not budge no matter what." Who was more disgusting? At this moment, Li Zhu's voice rang beside his ear. "Fong Ping wants our tokens. Obviously, there's something he wants inside. This token, I didn't find anything special. What about yours?" "There's something unusual, but I didn't discover anything. I'm afraid I'll need time or an opportunity to discover the anomaly." Li Zhu frowned. If that was the case, Fong Ping did know what was important and had to take it. "What do we do now? Do we trade?" "We can't trade easily," Hong Yu said quickly. "Besides the 3 of us, there are 12 heavenly court martial artists. Hai Yu has already been killed. Heavenly Court has already suffered heavy losses. If they stay, will Fong Ping let them go? Also, Fong Ping must get these tokens. There must be something we don't know about." Hong Yu thought for a moment. "My father's projection might have dissipated. He might have left something extremely important behind. It might even be related to the Emperor's path." Li Zhu was tempted, but he still had a headache. "Then do we just wait here? We still have 5 heavenly kings here, on Fong Ping's side. As long as Chu Wu does not interfere, they are no match for him. Li Zhu, think of a way to get rid of the Chu Wu side, or let them teleport away first. This way, Fong Ping's side will be the weaker side." As the 2 of them discussed, Fong Ping smiled. "Are the 2 of you unwilling to give up?" Fong Ping glanced at Skyarm and the rest. He smiled. "Senior Skyarm, don't be in a hurry to leave. Do me a favor and intimidate them, lest some people think that negotiations are not successful and attack by force. But don't worry, Senior. You don't have to do anything." Fong Ping chuckled. "With the seniors around, these fellows won't dare to act rashly. I will get rid of them as soon as possible." He then said, "Forget it. Why don't the seniors leave with us? With so many heavenly kings leaving together, these fellows can only dream of stopping us. We're not trading. Let them play by themselves." Having said that, Fong Ping brought Jiang Hao and walked toward Chu Wu's side. He even gave Li Zhu and the rest a provocative look. He smiled. "Come on, continue to stop them. We'll leave first. You guys have a good chat with the latecomers in this round. See you in the final round." Hong Yu really wanted to vomit blood. At this moment, they had no way to retaliate, to trade or not to trade. They could not leave even if they did not. Hong Yu exhaled and said softly, "Trade. However, I want 15 of them, and there won't be any other treasures. Fong Ping, you want to take away my father's inheritance. All we want is to pass the round. This is very fair." Having said that, he added, "Let the others leave first. Li Zhu, Tianji, and I will stay. It's not a problem to trade at the end." Fong Ping snorted and said disdainfully, "Come on. If the 3 heavenly kings stay, you think you won't have to worry about anything, right? When the time comes, you won't admit it and fight to the death with us." Fong Ping said disdainfully, "I often use this trick. Hong Yu, you're too childish." At this moment, Li Zhu suddenly said coldly, "The God creation envoy hasn't appeared and is hiding in Combat Heavenly Palace. I'm afraid it's not as simple as resting. Fong Ping, don't force us. What is the God creation envoy doing in Combat Heavenly Palace?" Having said that, he and Hong Yu quickly flew toward Combat Heavenly Palace. Fong Ping did not care. He said lazily, Don't tell me you guys think he's in closed-door cultivation. You guys go in and try. If you go in, there'll be no turning back." Having said that, Fong Ping looked at Heavenly Arm and the rest and said with a smile, "I'll have to trouble you, Senior. Just take Jiang Hao away later. These guys are unwilling to bleed, so I'll let them see blood." Having said that, Fong Ping threw Jiang Hao into the group of beginners. Heavenly Arm raised his eyebrows slightly and looked toward Combat Heavenly Palace. There was still Iron Fist. Li Han Song there. He was the one who brought that. "Senior, don't worry. He's forged with jade bones. He won't die so easily. I still need him." At this moment, Fong Ping had already arrived at the entrance of Combat Heavenly Palace. Seeing that the two of them were unwilling to hand over the token, Fong Ping became impatient. He said coldly, "I don't want to waste too much time in this round. 4 hours have passed. You guys have wasted too much of my time. If the two of you really want to continue, then continue. Let's see who can't bear the consequences." At this moment, the void suddenly trembled. Fong Ping was slightly stunned. Someone was coming. Who would come here at this time? At this moment, a skeleton descended from the sky. Yes, a skeleton. The skeleton seemed to have sensed the aura and instantly recovered its flesh. In the next moment, everyone recognized it. Hong Kuan. King Kuan had actually broken through. His speed was not slow, but rather fast. Fong Ping and the rest had just broken through Celestial Emperor's round not long ago. Now, King Kuan had actually broken through. The moment King Kuan saw Fong Ping, he roared angrily, "Fong Ping, bastard!" He had enough of Fong Ping. This bastard had caused him so much trouble in consecutive rounds. He did not want to become a skeleton just now. He was beaten up by Celestial Emperor. He fought with all his might for a long time. Finally, he fought until Celestial Emperor was a little exhausted and was hit by him instantly. He gained the upper hand and won that round. However, his injuries were not light. Not only that, he had consumed a lot of energy. Otherwise, his flesh would not have recovered after passing through the passage. At this moment, his aura was still unstable. This was a big loss. Now, however, Fong Ping was unscathed. Obviously, this bastard was having a good time. When Fong Ping saw Hong Kuan, he felt helpless. It seemed like, "I have to use my big move." King Kuan came at the right time. If he did not use his big move now, these guys would not think that he was a coward. As expected, at this moment, Hong Yu's eyes lit up. Li Zhu also said quickly, "King Kuan, the tokens for this round are all with Fong Ping. This is the Earthly Sovereign round. The treasures left behind by the Earthly Sovereign are all with Fong Ping." When he said that, King Kuan did not hesitate at all. He had enough of this bastard Fong Ping. At this moment, Fong Ping sighed. "Hong Kuan, think about it. Leave on your own. I will give you a token to leave. Hand it all over. I will kill you today." King Kuan roared. He felt the aura of the Weapon God Envoy, but it was not very clear. However, the human powerhouses here should be Fong Ping and the Weapon God Envoy. If that was the case, he, Hong Yu, and the rest could definitely take care of them. As for those beginner martial artists, it was a little troublesome. As he was thinking, Fong Ping said, "Senior Skyarm, you can leave now." Skyarm was stunned. In the next moment, his eyes moved. He nodded slightly and teleported away with Jiang Hao. King Kuan was also stunned. Not only King Kuan, but Li Zhu and Hong Yu's expressions also changed. Fong Ping was not the kind of person who would court death, letting a beginner martial artist teleport away. This was, "Be careful, don't let them leave too." Hong Yu shouted in a low voice, He felt that Fong Ping and the others were preparing to leave directly, trapping them here. Li Zhu's scalp went numb. He shouted, "Quick, think of a way to leave." King Kuan, who had just arrived, also felt that something was wrong. He had suffered too much. Fong Ping suddenly let the beginner martial artists leave. He felt that something was wrong. In the blink of an eye, he teleported to the edge of the checkpoint and shouted, "Fong Ping, give me the token." He wanted to leave. F***CK. I won't take revenge anymore. He had just come out of the hell of the previous level. He did not want to encounter any more trouble. Fong Ping looked at him sympathetically and said gloomily, "You should have said so earlier. I thought you were going to fight to the death with me. I was just thinking that if you fought to the death with me, I would be in a lot of trouble. It's too late." He had already let the weapon god envoy activate. "King Kuan, you should have said so earlier. I would have let you go. I would have continued to confront them. You, a broken ape, came here. Wasn't I worried that you would cause trouble?" King Kuan's face turned purple. If that was the case, there was really trouble. Damn it. What bad luck did I have to encounter this bastard in a few checkpoints in a row? I was beaten half to death by Celestial Emperor Batian and rushed here. You F***king tricked me again. Fong Ping. King Kuan's voice was a little shrill. On the other side, Heavenly King Yi still did not understand Fong Ping's methods. At this moment, he was still a little confused and shocked. King Kuan was very similar to his father. Arrogant, domineering, and arrogant. He also cared a lot about his reputation. Outside, he had always paid attention to his image as a broken ape heavenly king, including his identity as a prince. He was one of the 8 kings back then. This was all King Kuan's capital to be arrogant. But now, why was his voice so sharp and weak? It seemed to be mixed with a little inexplicable grievance. Heavenly King Yi suspected that he had heard wrongly. Why would a broken ape powerhouse like King Kuan feel wronged? Moreover, Fong Ping did not seem to have done anything. Why was King Kuan running so fast? On the other side, King Kuan attacked the stronghold crazily. He wanted to escape. Damn. He felt that nothing good was going to happen. Even if there were rules outside the stronghold, he felt that it might not be more dangerous. He might as well just run away. At this moment, the sky suddenly darkened. A passageway appeared. It was not a teleportation passageway. Someone had made a move, directly breaking through the sky and absorbing an endless amount of life force. In the blink of an eye, another giant hand appeared in the sky. King Kuan almost roared in despair. F***CK. I really got tricked again. He was about to go crazy. Why did I come here now? Just this force alone made him feel that it was definitely not weaker than Celestial Emperor Batian. At this moment, Li Zhu also let out a long sigh, and then quickly shouted, "Quick, gather! Hong Yu, protect the others." Damn it, they forged the earthly sovereign's projection. He could see it. At this moment, Li Zhu also wanted to vomit blood. Fong Ping, this lunatic, was he going to destroy this checkpoint and lure the rules completely? On the other side, the weapon god envoy carried Li Hansong and broke through the air. She quickly moved in front of Fong Ping and shouted, "Quick, protect us, and hide." "Kid, didn't you say that you would only activate it before leaving? Why don't you leave quickly?" "I'm not leaving." Fong Ping gritted his teeth and said, "I'm going to drag it out with them. Even if I don't kill them, I'm going to take everything away." He was not leaving. He was still waiting for the earthly sovereign's avatar to absorb the benefits and forge his jade bones. If he left, where could he get the benefits? He had true blood in him. Even if the rules erupted, the damage he would suffer would definitely be less than the others. It was just a matter of who would die of exhaustion. "Fong Ping, let me go." I don't care about your business. King Kuan roared again. He was very smart. Almost in an instant, he had more or less figured out everything. It had nothing to do with him. Let me go. Chapter 13:23. Sorry, I can't stop it. Fong Ping's face was full of regret. At this moment, the earthly sovereign's avatar had already begun to break through the sky and was madly absorbing the life force. Meanwhile, the nomological hand had already begun to brew and was about to descend. The Batian celestial emperor had just done it once, and now he was doing it again. The laws of this place seemed to be enraged. At this moment, the speed of condensation was even faster than the Batian celestial thearcha's stage. King Kuan was truly aggrieved. Damn it, he had just arrived. He didn't get any benefits. He didn't even know the specifics of the matter, yet he had to bear the blame. His heart was really bitter. Who would do that? What did Hong Yu and the other bastards do? Fong Ping watched as the sky darkened. He mumbled, "Everyone, let's just treat it as a calamity. I feel that cultivation without transcending the tribulation is incomplete. Now, I'm giving everyone a chance to transcend the tribulation together. If we survive it, there should be some benefits." Everyone was furious. Hong Yu shouted, "Fong Ping, hand over the token and let us leave. I'll give it to you." He did not want to go through the heavenly tribulation with this lunatic Fong Ping. What kind of tribulation was this? This was asking for trouble. He wanted to leave now. That won't do. It's too late even if you give it to me. Endure it for a bit. If you don't die, we can continue the trade. If you die, I'll just take yours. By the same logic, if I die, you guys will be able to pass with the token for free. Stop struggling. Fong Ping would not let them go now. Bastard! Hong Yu roared. A long sword appeared in his hand, and he charged at Fong Ping. The god creation envoy snorted coldly, holding onto the long rod. He instantly rushed out. The two of them instantly clashed with each other. Kill Fong Ping. Hong Yu roared. On the other side, Li Zhu looked at King Kuan in the distance and shouted, "King Kuan, take this opportunity to kill Fong Ping. If we join forces, the rules won't be able to stop us." There were many experts here. The natural laws only covered the area and hadn't descended yet. Even if it descended, it would probably dissipate after destroying the earthly sovereign's clone. What they needed to do was to hold on until the earthly sovereign's clone dissipated. As long as they didn't die, they could survive this calamity. They were all experts, and they quickly saw the crux of the matter. After all, the clone of the earthly sovereign was a fake. Its strength was only average. It would be a pipe dream if it thought it could last for long. As he was thinking, Fong Ping picked up Iron Head and the old cat. He kept the combat heavenly palace, grabbed the earthly emperor's avatar, and flew up into the sky, laughing. "Come, kill me. I'll wait for you here. Let's play together and see who can last longer." Everyone was stunned for a moment. That bastard Fong Ping had flown directly to the hole in the sky, and the nomological hand was right above his head. Fong Ping spat out a huge amount of blood, which covered the earthly emperor's avatar. He laughed and said, "Interesting. Fun, really fun. After all, the rules are dead. You think it's fun? I've covered the fake earthly sovereign, and the rules can't find the destroyer. Ha ha ha. Guess what the Hand of Rules will do?" Everyone was startled awake. What to do? Salad. Of course, it was a full coverage annihilation, and the guy who broke the rules would die a tragic death. However, since the earthly sovereign's clone was covered by the hand of law, it couldn't be discovered or destroyed. Li Zhu's expression changed as he roared, "Kill Fong Ping." If they did not kill Fong Ping, it would definitely last for a long time. Li Zhu and the rest could not guarantee that if it continued, the hand of law would not become stronger and stronger. In the end, it might really be able to kill them. Fong Ping, this lunatic. Fong Ping did not waste any time. He merged the iron head instantly, looked at the cat on his shoulder, and laughed. Big cat, fight them again. They may be strong, but when the rules come, they have to be distracted to deal with it. They might not be as strong as me. Rumble. As soon as he said that, the sky-covering hand descended directly. It avoided Fong Ping slightly, but there was still an energy shockwave that shook Fong Ping. Fong Ping's body froze slightly, and he felt limp and numb as if he was struck by lightning. The rules seemed to have sensed something. Realizing that the guy who broke the rules was near Fong Ping, a wave of energy seeped in. Fong Ping stepped forward directly, blocking this attack. Very strong. Even if it was just the shockwave, it might have the strength to break 6. On the other side, Li Zhu and the rest were on the verge of breaking down. The giant hands covered this place directly, wanting to destroy everything here and let the rules continue. Li Zhu gritted his teeth. Holding the Myriad Realms cauldron, he broke through the air and charged toward Fong Ping. If he did not kill Fong Ping, he would not be able to get through this. Below, Heavenly King Yi snorted coldly. A longbow appeared in his hand, and he pulled the bowstring and shot an arrow. The arrow pierced through the energy obstacles in front of him, killing toward Fong Ping. Tianji, Shenghong kill together. Heavenly King Yi also roared. If he did not kill Fong Ping now, he would be in big trouble. The powerhouses of the Catacombs, Medicine God Island, and the Divine Sect, and many others were there. At this moment, all of them looked desperate. It was over. It was over. Rumble. At this point, who would have the energy to protect these people? The giant thunder palm descended. With a slap, all the true gods present were killed directly. Several emperor powerhouses were also seriously injured in an instant. One by one, they cried and quickly moved toward the top powerhouses. Sect leader, help! Someone shouted. It was King Kuan, one of the Divine Sect's emperors. At this moment, Hong Kuan also stopped escaping. With a wave of his palm, he broke the energy coming toward him. He paused slightly, showing how powerful this energy was. Even he was somewhat affected. In the next moment, Hong Kuan quickly broke through the air and grabbed the emperor, looking at Fong Ping, who was in the sky. Looking at the God Creation envoy who was fighting with Hong Yu, he suddenly scolded, "Idiot! Kill Fong Ping. Kill the God Creation envoy first. At least I broke through 8. I can hold on for a while. Kill the God Creation envoy. And kill Fong Ping together." He hated Fong Ping. But now, killing Fong Ping, this bastard Li Zhu must have water in his brain. If he killed Fong Ping now, wouldn't that be taking the initiative to get closer to the rules? Kill the God Creation envoy first. As soon as he said this, the God Creation envoy who was fighting with Hong Yu changed his expression and shouted, "Don't act recklessly. It has nothing to do with this old man. Every debt has its debtor. Go look for Fong Ping. Don't believe him. The Earth Emperor's avatar is fake." In the sky, Fong Ping shouted. The God Creation envoy was flustered and exasperated. "Little bastard, you want to kill me? Don't be modest. A body full of divine weapon bones. It won't be that easy to destroy you. When they are almost exhausted, I will go down and kill them." The God Creation envoy was so angry that he was half dead. Without another word, he frantically fled into the sky. "This bastard. I won't let you trick me. Let's be unlucky together." "Don't, Senior. It's so dangerous for us to be together." "Vomit blood." The God Creation envoy roared. "Hurry up and vomit blood for me." Fong Ping was helpless. He did not waste any time and spat out a large mouthful of blood. The God Creation envoy wanted to cry, but no tears came out. Should I take it or not? It was better to take it. If he did not take it, the rule energy would explode and attack him, affecting him greatly. Seeing that Fong Ping was about to spit out a second mouthful, the God Creation Envoy hurriedly said, "Stop spitting. That's enough." "This guy, are you spitting? You have to be disgusting." The God Creation Envoy smeared some blood on his body. At this moment, the energy attack was much less. After the two of them were done, below, Hong Yu and the others also quickly chased after them. Hong Yu's eyes were cold as he shouted, "Attack Fong Ping, his blood has a concealing effect." Kill. A group of heavenly king powerhouses were not easy to deal with. Since Fong Ping's blood had an effect, they would kill Fong Ping. Even if they could not kill him, they would beat him until he vomited blood and use Fong Ping's blood to weaken the rule energy. The Myriad Worlds Cauldron instantly suppressed Fong Ping. Fong Ping punched out. With a bang, the Myriad Worlds Cauldron flew backward, and the flesh on Fong Ping's hand also exploded. Li Zhu was here for the flesh. Just as he was about to collect it, the flesh burned instantly. Fong Ping snorted coldly. It was not that easy to collect his own flesh. "Fuse my jade bones." Fong Ping roared. Beside him, the Earth Emperor's avatar absorbed a large amount of life energy and poured it directly into Fong Ping's body. Fong Ping roared and began to absorb frantically. Buzz. An arrow pierced through the air. Fong Ping, who was wearing emperor armor, held the saber transformed from the Heavenly King's seal and slashed out. Just as he slashed out, Li Zhu attacked again. Not only that, but Hong Yu also attacked. As for the God Creation Envoy, Hong Kuan took it. Hong Kuan did not really want to fight with Fong Ping, afraid that this kid would trick him. Who knew if this guy had any more tricks up his sleeves? Seeing this, Fong Ping shouted, "Senior, hold the 2 broken 8. Don't let Hong Yu come. Otherwise, what's the use of you?" The God Creation Envoy was flustered and exasperated. He roared, "I'm a fake jade bone. You asked the fake Earth Emperor to pour life energy into me and let me forge a real jade bone. That's the way to maximize the benefits. You're so selfish." Fong Ping's teeth hurt. He said angrily, "Didn't you create a fake Earth Emperor? Take it out and absorb it together." "Kid, there's too much. The rules will explode." "Who cares?" The God Creation Envoy thought about it. "Who cares?" In the next moment, another Earth Emperor's avatar appeared. As soon as it appeared, it began to absorb energy crazily and poured it into the God Creation Envoy. Bang! This fake avatar did not have any blood to cover it. It was discovered by the rules in an instant. Like a thunderbolt, it attacked. The God Creation Envoy hurriedly attacked and defeated this energy. On the other side, Fong Ping did not have time to vomit blood. He was also afraid that he would be robbed if he vomited blood. Li Zhu and the others were now eyeing him covetously. If he dared to vomit blood, these guys would definitely snatch it. The God Creation Envoy did not care anymore. He could absorb as much as he could. Previously, he had indeed created 2 and planned to keep them for research. But now, it was not bad to absorb some life force. Bang! Hong Yu did not care about the God Creation Envoy. He attacked Fong Ping with his sword. Even if he was attacked by the power of the rules, the explosive force was still terrifyingly powerful. Even though Fong Ping was wearing emperor armor, at this moment, Fong Ping felt an incomparably huge force seeping into his body. Bang! His flesh and blood exploded. If not for the emperor armor, Fong Ping would not be any better than Li Hansong. Li Hansong, who had been fused with him, also screamed at this moment. He roared in pain, "Fong Ping, don't come again. This body of bones can't take a beating." Run and circle around him. "Why do you have to take it head on?" "Nonsense. They've surrounded me. Where can I run?" "Up there. Are you trying to kill me?" Fong Ping was flustered and exasperated. He could break through the checkpoint in the sky. But was that a place where humans could go? After all, he did not have true blood. Even if he was only close to the sky, Fong Ping could feel it. If he went up, he would be exposed and killed by an even stronger power of the rules. Fong Ping would be an idiot to go up there. Ironhead, this idiot! Did he really think he could deceive everyone? The moment he conversed with Ironhead, Fong Ping was hit by Hong Yu again. With a bang, Fong Ping smashed through the void. Blood flowed from his mouth. Fong Ping, however, shouted coldly, "Come on, I can borrow your hand to forge my jade bones." Continue. At this moment, a large amount of vitality was being absorbed by him. On his shoulder, the cat was also panting heavily. It was also unleashing its mentality to block. Otherwise, Hong Yu, who was broken 8, could beat Fong Ping up even with the Emperor armor between them. This time, the cat did not attack. Instead, it set up layers of mentality defense shields, adding another layer of defense for Fong Ping. Mentality shield, shield set up by the Saint Order and Heavenly King Seal, Emperor armor, Ironhead's jade bones, multiple layers of defense. Finally, it was Fong Ping's body. Hong Yu was separated by multiple layers of defense, but one hit made Fong Ping spit blood. It was clear how powerful his strength was. At this moment, even if Fong Ping had not broken 8, he was the top-notch kind among broken 7. However, he still could not match up to Hong Yu and was injured in one hit. This fellow might be close to the stage of Second Gate. On the other side, the God Creation Envoy was also fighting with Hong Kuan. He had blood protection, but he had to prevent the power of the rule from breaking the earthly emperor's avatar. In this way, he was evenly matched with King Kuan, who did not have blood protection. The old man was also frantically absorbing vitality. He laughed and said crazily, "Awesome! Brat, hold on. This time, I want to forge a true jade bone here and break 2 gates." His divine artifact skeleton was very strong, but it was an external object after all. It was fake, not jade bones. He wanted to forge a true jade bone, and this was his chance. If he went out, he might be able to break the void gate again. In this way, he might be able to quickly get close to breaking 3 gates. This was an opportunity that was hard to come by. At this moment, the God Creation Envoy no longer felt that Fong Ping was a scam. Wealth came from danger. What was the purpose of breaking through? Wasn't it for the opportunity? Wasn't it normal for opportunities to be accompanied by danger? Fight. Rumble. A large hand erupted from behind him. With a squeeze, the hand of the rule attacked. A pair of arms grew out from the God Creation Envoy's back, grabbing onto the rule's hand. With a loud bang, an explosive sound rang out, and the hands that he had grown out directly exploded. As for the earthly emperor's avatar, he stuck to his body and would not give up even if he was beaten to death. Suck. The more he sucked, the better. He did not care if he was injured. With his divine artifact skeleton, he would not be killed so easily. These two were people who wanted money more than their lives. They could still break through and leave at this moment, but they did not want to. Fong Ping wanted the keepsake, vitality, to forge the jade bone, and to make Li Zhu and the others suffer. No matter what, he would not leave. Drag it on. Who knew who would suffer? Hong Yu attacked again. Li Zhu and the others also attacked. Tianji and Sheng Hong, the 2 broken 6, did not have the ability to attack now. At this moment, the rules covered everything. Even if they had reached the Heavenly King realm, they had no choice but to go all out to resist the explosion of the rule's energy. Rumble! Battles were breaking out everywhere. There were people fighting, and there were also martial artists fighting the hand of the rule. At this moment, a catacomb's venerable emperor's body was destroyed in an instant. Only some mentality was left. Before he died, he suddenly roared, "Hongyu Liju, I'll F***CK your ancestors." He wants it. Why don't you give it to him? With infinite despair and anger, this venerable emperor exploded in an instant. At the moment of his death, he did not have the heart to hate Fang Ping. Instead, he hated Li Zhu and the others. Fang Ping wanted the keepsake. Why didn't you give it to him? Give it to him. If you gave it to him, why would there be so many problems? Why would there be so much trouble? At this moment, this powerful, venerable sovereign, with infinite resentment and anger, was directly blown up by the rules. Why not give it to Fang Ping? Just this sentence alone made Li Zhu and Hong Yu's movements slightly stagnate. Since when did they fall so low that it was a sin not to give what they had obtained to Fang Ping? They found the keepsake themselves. They were stronger than Fang Ping. However, because they did not give it to Fang Ping's nemesis, the catacombs martial artists, became angry. They felt that they should give it to him. This kind of thinking was extremely terrifying. This meant that the powerhouses of the catacombs were already afraid of being killed. They had already lost confidence in these top powerhouses. They felt that even if they broke 8, they would not be able to protect them and be on par with the enemy. Inexplicable sorrow. A peak powerhouse who broke 8 and a peak powerhouse who broke 7 faced a powerhouse who broke 7. In the end, no one believed them, especially their own people. This kind of blow was 1,000 times stronger than what Fang Ping said himself. It was too heart-wrenching. They were heart-wrenching. As the earthly emperor's avatar was not destroyed for a long time, at this time, the entire checkpoint was shaking violently. Countless power of the rule filled the air. Fang Ping also felt threatened. The concealment effect of his blood seemed to be about to be seen through. Sure enough, in the next moment, the god creation envoy groaned. Rumble! A palm hit his head directly. The god creation envoy groaned. The flesh and blood of his head exploded. He shouted, "Fang Ping, the blood can't take it anymore." This was troublesome. After all, Fang Ping had only spat a mouthful of blood at him. Now, the energy of this wisp of blood could not hide him anymore. He had now become the main target of the Hand of Rule, who asked him to carry a fake earthly emperor on his back and absorb his life force. Fang Ping shouted, "You threw the fake earthly emperor to Hong Kuan." That's his father. Hong Kuan subconsciously escaped into the air. "It's your father, not mine. This was all fake. How dare this bastard Fang Ping say that?" In the end, the God creation envoy was also someone who wanted money more than his life. He said angrily, "I won't throw it. I want to forge jade bones." He would not throw it even if he died. How many times could he have such an opportunity in his life? Wasn't he still alive? You bang! Fang Ping was speechless. He spat out another mouthful of blood. Li Hansong let out another blood-curdling scream. This time, Hong Yu ignored the hand of discipline and allowed the large hand to pierce through his back. With all his might, with one move, the emperor armor caved in directly. At least half of the bones in Fang Ping's chest were broken this time. As for Li Hansong, there was also the sound of bones cracking. Obviously, his injuries were not light. Fang Ping had just received Hong Yu's palm. Behind him, Li Zhu quietly smashed a cauldron toward his head. At this time, the force on the cat's tail swept and whipped the Thousand Worlds cauldron, causing it to tilt. However, it screamed and whimpered, "Liar, it hurts! It hurts! My tail is broken!" It was too painful. Li Zhu was a powerhouse at peak break 7 and was about to break 8. The strength of this attack was also terrifying. Fortunately, the cat's body was strong. Force outburst, and when he was unprepared, he whipped the Thousand Worlds cauldron. Otherwise, his tail would have exploded. Seeing this, Fong Ping gritted his teeth. He felt that he was still lacking a lot in forging jade bones. In the blink of an eye, Fong Ping gritted his teeth and stuck the earthly emperor avatar to the cat, roaring, "Stupid cat, forge jade bones for me. Quickly absorb the energy. Your bones should be closer to jade bones than mine. Hurry up." This guy, the cat, had a strong physique. Otherwise, it would not have hit the Thousand Worlds cauldron with its tail. It might be easier for the cat to forge jade bones. If it succeeded, the cat's strength would be stronger. Now that it had Force Outburst, its strength was probably more than 8 million calories. Once it forged jade bones and could use the Force, it might reach more than 15 million calories outbursts, which was also close to peak break 7. With such strength, it was enough to hold Li Zhu back. As for himself, he would waste time with Hong Yu. Just as he was thinking about this, just as he stuck the earthly emperor avatar to the cat, a chill came from Fong Ping's head. Fong Ping quickly turned his head. Kaboom! A sharp arrow pierced his neck directly. Emperor armor dented again, and Fong Ping felt a sharp pain on his neck. Fong Ping roared, turning his head. "You're asking for it, you shrimp. I didn't care about you. How dare you attack me?" On the other side, Heavenly King Yi had defeated the Hand of Discipline. He panted, his face livid. He was also a peak break 7, and he was not a beginner. How dare Fong Ping humiliate him? "Shrimp? Human King, you're too arrogant." At this moment, Heavenly King Yi snorted coldly. A leaf suddenly appeared in his hand. Then, the leaf grew, covering his whole body. At this moment, the power of the rule around him suddenly dissipated by half. The leaf glowed with a jade color, shining with rays of light. Everyone's attention was attracted. Heavenly King Yi was draped with the leaf. His aura erupted, much stronger than before. Once again, he drew his bow and shot an arrow at Fong Ping. "Dao Leaf." On the other side, the God Creation envoy growled, "Be careful, that tree has also mastered some of the power of the rule here. Its leaves can avoid some of the power of the rule. This guy can now use more power." Fong Ping was not stupid. He felt it as soon as he appeared. At this moment, he also hurriedly dodged. Without the interference of the power of the rule, Heavenly King Yi's combat strength was also unleashed to the extreme. At this moment, he was vaguely similar to Hong Yu. It was not that he was too strong, but Hong Yu was suppressed too badly. The power of the rule here was ruthless to powerhouses. Hong Yu's strength was suppressed by more than 40%. The moment Fong Ping dodged, a strong force erupted from his body. At this moment, Fong Ping had completely turned gray, and the gray force permeated the emperor armor. Fong Ping gritted his teeth. "You shameless thing! Do you think you're better than me?" As soon as he finished speaking, a strand of blood shot out like a sharp arrow towards Heavenly King Yi. Above the blood, there was a special power spreading. Heavenly King Yi also shot out an arrow. The blood arrow collided with the long arrow and exploded with a loud bang. The blood arrow turned into blood and splashed in all directions. The leaves on Heavenly King Yi's body came into contact with some of the blood and instantly began to smoke. Heavenly King Yi's expression was grave. The power was offset. The power of Fong Ping's blood and the power of the rule on the leaf were wearing each other down. Fong Ping wanted to eliminate the effect of his leaf. Fong Ping and Heavenly King Yi were fighting against each other. Hong Yu silently attacked again. This time, the old cat swung its tail again. Puff! A small part of its tail was broken. Woo woo woo! The cat suddenly burst into tears. It was so painful. How tragic! So pitiful. You bad guy, you lost to Moon Spirit in a fight, you can't beat Moon Spirit in bed, you hit a cat. The gray cat cried bitterly, tears dripping down from its eyes. It was so sad. A small part of its beautiful tail was broken. It was about to become a short-tailed cat. The gray cat cried and was angry. With a howl, it swallowed the earthly emperor's avatar. This time, the life force absorbed by the earthly emperor's avatar was no longer transferred to the cat. Instead, it was directly swallowed by the gray cat. The gray cat howled angrily. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to forge jade bones and stab Hongyu to death. He dared to break my tail. I'm a vengeful cat. I won't forget this vengeance even after 1,000,000 years. I'm vengeful. Fang Ping saw that it was fine, and its body was glowing with a jade-like color. He did not care about the cat anymore. It was good that it suffered a little. Now it knew that it had to cultivate harder. Fang Ping watched as the three of them surrounded him. He gritted his teeth and snorted coldly. He looked up and said angrily, "Come on, I'll wait for you." Having said that, he flew into the sky and directly toward the hole in the sky. I'm going to fight you. I'm not leaving. Let's see who's more ruthless. Chapter 1324. Fang Ping flew directly toward the hole in the sky. When he had just flown up, Fang Ping's gaze suddenly froze. What did he see? Where was this? Above the hole, it was no longer the small, illusory world below. This place was just as he had imagined. There was still a world outside. Majestic, majestic. The buildings were all connected into one. Countless buildings. There were people. Yes, people. Fang Ping saw people. At this moment, Fang Ping was a little dazed. Was this a mystic realm, an origin world, or an illusory world? Where was this? On his shoulder, the cat's eyes widened, muttering, "Heavenly realm! Heavenly realm!" Fang Ping saw a heavenly realm. The buildings stretched for countless miles, surrounded by clouds and mist. It was truly like an existence in the celestial world. Was this heavenly realm? At this moment, his heart palpitated. In the next moment, a hand instantly grabbed toward Fang Ping. This time, it was not confused by Fang Ping. At the same time, Fang Ping suddenly felt something and looked up. In the sky above this world, there was a sun, suspended, immortal source. No, that was a seed. Fang Ping's gaze was dull. A seed as huge as the sun. Was it a seed? Those who did not know would not think that it was a seed. However, Fang Ping knew something. Hence, the moment he ruled out the immortal source, he thought of a seed. The two ends were slightly sharp, and the middle was bulging. Perhaps it looked like a silkworm baby. Was that a seed? Fang Ping looked up. In the next moment, Fang Ping suddenly realized that he had been slightly affected. He had almost forgotten that he was in danger. Without another word, Fang Ping turned around and dashed down. Below, just as Hongyu and the rest were about to attack, they suddenly scattered in all directions. Run! An incomparably huge and powerful hand slapped down from the hole. Fang Ping, this bastard, was really crazy. Li Zhu and Hongyu wanted to cry now. Can I give it to you? Can I give you the token? Let us go. Let's go together. If we kill each other like this, we might all die. What's the point? Fang Ping did not care what they thought. This was too much. I wanted this token, and I even exchanged it with you. How dare you not give it to me? Not only did you not give it to me, you even wanted to kill me and broke the cat's tail. This enmity was too great. Fang Ping looked around. Without saying a word, he flew towards Heavenly King Yi, who was running the slowest. You're the weakest, but you still dare to surround and kill me. Was he courting death? Leaves? Are leaves useful now? This big hand didn't even let him go. Clearly, the rules were stricter than before. Could he dodge it? Heavenly King E cursed in his heart when he saw Fong Ping charging towards him, and then he turned around and ran. In front of him, Tianji and Sheng Hong, who were resisting the power of the rules, cursed and fled frantically when they saw him flying in their direction. In the sky, an even more powerful palm came crashing down. When the two of them saw the situation, how could they have the slightest bit of hope? Run. If they didn't run and were caught by this hand, they would definitely be crushed. They were not the only ones. Fong Ping felt that he would be crushed as well. The strength of this hand had vaguely reached the strength of the hand that crushed Celestial Emperor Batian previously. Even if there was a difference, the difference wouldn't be too big. Previously, when the Celestial Larch broke through to 8, he was crushed. With Fong Ping's strength, he would definitely be crushed. Fong Ping howled and roared, son of a B****, don't run. How dare you attack me? You've got guts. Come on, let's die together. Heavenly King E cursed in anger. I don't believe you. Fong Ping had the teleportation token, so it didn't lose its effect. At the critical moment, he ran away, and he was killed by the rules hand. He wasn't an idiot. Hong Yu and the others had also considered this point. They were not willing to take this palm with Fong Ping at all. Otherwise, Hong Yu still had some confidence in taking it. However, if he took it, he would be seriously injured. Fong Ping would run away. Was there any use? If Fong Ping was killed and he was seriously injured, he would be happy. Heavenly King Yi's running speed wasn't slow either. Seeing that Fong Ping was about to be grabbed by the big hand, he suddenly roared. In the next moment, Fong Ping's voice came into the God Creation Envoy's ears. Hold King Kuan for a moment. The God Creation Envoy subconsciously erupted, instantly freezing King Kuan. In an instant, he had already proven his mentality, so he was stronger than King Kuan. It was very short, so short. Under normal circumstances, it was nothing. King Kuan's eyes were slightly dull, but he wasn't anxious at first. However, in the next moment, King Kuan woke up. King Kuan roared angrily. Before he could finish cursing, he reached out and grabbed the God Creation Envoy's arm, roaring, "Come at me together!" Bastard! Fong Ping was here. Fong Ping was right beside him. His speed was frightening, and he was about to run behind him. Obviously, Heavenly King E had run away. Fong Ping felt that King Kuan was not bad to block the spear. He let the God Creation Envoy block King Kuan, and let King Kuan block the saber. King Kuan was about to explode in anger, but it was too late to dodge. Not only did he grab the God Creation Envoy, one of his legs suddenly became extremely long, blocking in front of Fong Ping in an instant. F***CKU, come at me too. Hurt each other. Who's afraid of who? Bang! Fong Ping's speed was too fast, and he couldn't dodge in time. With a bang, he hit his thigh. In the next moment, the big hand grabbed him directly. The three of them were all within the coverage area. Fong Ping's entire body erupted with force, and a large amount of blood gushed out, covering himself and the cat. The God Creation Envoy roared, "Not leaving!" At this time, Fong Ping still didn't choose to leave the battlefield. Fong Ping was too lazy to reply. Why would he leave? It was not that he didn't want to leave, but the moment the big hand approached, he sensed that the power of the teleportation rule was covered and blocked. Unlucky, he didn't expect the power of the big hand to be able to block this teleportation force. He could only resist now. Fong Ping also felt that he wouldn't die. With three powerhouses carrying it together, what was there to be afraid of? Moreover, the current Fong Ping didn't want to leave yet. He wanted to continue snatching vitality here. The big cat seemed to be forging jade bones soon. The opportunity was rare. If it was any other time, if he didn't cultivate for 1,000 or 800 years, where would he get so much vitality? That was still him, and there were even fewer others. Fang Ping didn't leave. The god creation envoy gritted his teeth and threw the earthly emperor's avatar on his body to King Kuan. King Kuan's face was frighteningly livid. Without saying a word, he kicked out, sending the fake earthly emperor's avatar flying. The direction of the kick was not Fang Ping, because if he kicked Fang Ping, the explosive force would still be here. He glanced at it and kicked directly in the direction of Heavenly King Yi. This bastard ran away and caused trouble for himself. If he didn't screw him, who would he screw? Share some of the pressure for himself. As for the one who was kicked by his own father, he didn't care. It wasn't real, it was just fake, so he kicked it. Even if it was real, his father should understand him at this moment. The fake earthly emperor shot out, instantly exploding behind Heavenly King Yi. A powerful force of the rule exploded at the same time. In front, Heavenly King Yi roared, all the vitality force in his body erupting. The leaves exploded directly, the flesh on his back exploding. In the blink of an eye, a golden skeleton appeared. Hong Kun! Heavenly King Yi roared. At this time, he was still screwing his own people. This guy was also black-hearted. Hong Kun didn't treat him as one of his own people at all. What own people? If he was really one of his own people, why couldn't he give me a piece of your leaves? He was also a guy with a conspiracy. Early on, when this guy lured them here, he didn't believe in Heavenly King Yi. Now who else would he screw over? And on Fang Ping's side, an even more powerful force erupted. Bang! Flesh and blood exploded. Creak! His bones seemed to be hammered, making Fang Ping dizzy and in extreme pain. Meow! The gray cat seemed to be in extreme pain, screaming. The most miserable one was Tai Tu. At this moment, he still had the mood to curse. I shouldn't have forged jade bones. How regretful! If he had forged jade bones, then so be it. He should have escaped earlier. Why did he have to follow Fang Ping? Now he was so miserable. The jade bones couldn't take it anymore and were cracking. After all, he was not a Heavenly King powerhouse. Shut up! Fang Ping shouted angrily. He knew that Tai Tu couldn't take it. In fact, he had borne more than 60% of the pressure. The gray cat had borne 30%. This guy had only borne 10% of the pressure. What was he shouting for? They were miserable here. On the other side, King Kuan's flesh had exploded before and had not recovered. Now, he suffered another heavy blow. A half-jade skeleton appeared. The god creation envoy was not much better. A divine, weapon jade bones appeared. A group of skeletons appeared. In the blink of an eye, a group of skeletons was created in this place. Rumble! The sound of explosions was endless. It had no intention of stopping. King Kuan turned into a skeleton and felt that something was wrong. In the next moment, he was furious and roared, "Throw away that fake avatar." The gray cat was still carrying a fake avatar. No wonder the power of the rule continued. With so many people resisting it together, they still suffered a heavy blow. It seemed like it was not over yet. King Kuan was furious. Did he not want his life anymore? If you don't want it, I still want it. If this thing was not destroyed, the power of the rule would not dissipate. Sooner or later, they would be killed by this continuous power of the rule. Fang Ping would not throw it away even if he was beaten to death. He asked the gray cat, "Have you forged jade bones?" Meow. No. The gray cat screamed. It was also badly mutilated. This guy actually did not become a skeleton cat. Its flesh and blood were terrifyingly strong. King Kuan and the others had become skeletons. It was just badly mutilated. This cat's tens of thousands of years of cultivation was not a joke. of course, it was also related to Fong Ping withstanding a lot of pressure. Then, hold on a little longer. Fong Ping roared. Did he not start a war with these guys to reap some benefits and let these people help share the pressure? It was not enough for King Kuan to help share the pressure now. It seemed like the power of the rule was still continuing. At this moment, Fong Ping looked at the God Creation Envoy and roared, "You attack Hong Kuan and let him move with us. Go find Li Zhu and Hong Yu and share the pressure together." Before the God Creation Envoy could move, King Kuan roared, "Attack your ancestors. I will walk on my own. Go find them." He was mentally unbalanced. This was not his fault. It was Hong Yu, Li Zhu, and Fong Ping who were fighting. He was really wronged. Now that he was withstanding the pressure and being bombarded by the power of the rule, he was unhappy that the two of them had run away. Of course, it was not just pure unhappiness. Although Hong Yu was his younger brother, in this situation, he, Fong Ping, and the God Creation Envoy were all heavily injured. However, the two of them were not seriously injured. Hong Kuan would not entrust his life to his younger brother. He had to seriously injure them too. Everyone would be injured together. Only then would their safety be guaranteed. If they were to be injured, everyone would be injured together. Why were they the only ones injured? With this thought in mind, how could he still use the God crafting envoy to attack him? He directly followed Fong Ping and ran, flying towards Hong Yu and Li Zhu. Everyone was unlucky, so that they would not be injured even more seriously by the God crafting envoy. In the distance, Hong Yu's head was about to explode. He could not even say anything to his big brother. At the critical moment, he actually rushed over with Fong Ping and the others. Hong Kuan, hold Fong Ping and the others back for a while. Seriously injure them. After killing them later, I will definitely not attack you. He knew what his big brother was thinking. He was worried that he would kill him. But now, he really did not have the mood to do so. If he wanted to kill someone, he would kill Fong Ping. Hong Kuan was too lazy to reply. It would be strange if he believed him. In this world, he could only trust himself. He would not trust anyone easily. His little life was still in his hands. The three of them exerted their strength together, attacking Hong Yu in an instant. Hong Yu escaped, but the God Creation Envoy's mentality erupted. So did the cat. Fong Ping was even more straightforward, directly breaking into the origin to cause trouble. On this side, Hong Kuan was not idle either. He blasted out a punch, exploding in front of Hong Yu. In the blink of an eye, Hong Yu, who was blocked, was swept in. The power of the rule erupted. Hong Yu was also extremely sad and angry. He had been tricked by his big brother. In the distance, Heavenly King Yi, who had turned into a skeleton, ran quickly. He could not take it anymore. He could not be dragged in anymore. He subconsciously distanced himself from Li Zhu. That fellow was now everyone's target. As for Li Zhu, while escaping, he shouted, "Destroy the avatar on the cat's body. Quick, we can't let them continue. The cat has forged the jade bones. Fong Ping will definitely continue forging. We're bearing the pressure for them, but they're taking all the benefits. If the avatar is destroyed, the power of the rule will dissipate." Li Zhu was also saving himself. He did not want to be unlucky together. Moreover, there were no benefits if he was unlucky. The benefits were all taken by the cat and the others. Now that the cat was forging the jade bones, Fong Ping might still have to continue later. Li Zhu would not do such a thing. As soon as he said that, King Kuan, who had just tricked his younger brother, grabbed at the cat. Hong Yu did the same, grabbing at the cat in an instant to destroy the avatar. The cat meowed and said angrily, "This is your father." This cat had also learned Fong Ping's tricks. "You want to kill your father too? The two brothers were exasperated. "This is your father." Creating a fake avatar almost caused them to die. These bastards, each more despicable than the other. These people were fighting in a chaotic battle. In the basilica, on the screen in front of the young man, one of the screens showed a lag, like the surveillance video had become a snowflake. The young man frowned. There was a problem with the earthly sovereign stage. Not only that, even the other stages were shaking now. A large number of powerhouses had gathered in this stage, and none of them were easy to deal with. The young man had no idea what was happening now. More importantly, he was over there. But now, the young man could not even detect Yi's situation. "There's an unforeseen event." The young man frowned. What did these fellows do? Previously, a large number of people had broken through the stages, followed by the chaos. The rule had been activated, and it had even affected his layout. Humph! A muffled groan was heard. In front of the young man, the snowflake screen disappeared directly. The young man's expression changed. Something had happened. After planning for nearly 10,000 years, the roots had penetrated all 13 stages. Now, the roots of the earthly sovereign stage were broken. What did this mean? This meant that the earthly sovereign stage had completely lost control. Damn it! Previously, there was a problem with the Batian Emperor stage, and now it was the same here. That fellow, the fellow who was with the cat. The young man gritted his teeth, feeling a little angry. 2 stages. 2 consecutive stages had some problems, and they were all related to that person, that damn bastard. Just as the young man was fuming, Fong Ping and the others were entangled with each other, fighting continuously. At this moment, the cat roared. Suddenly, it extended its sharp claws as white as jade and scratched Hong Yu's face. Howling, hit the cat. Uffed. Hong Yu's handsome face was scratched into a sieve instantly. Previously, everyone had turned into skeletons. Hong Yu had entered late, so he had maintained his physical body. Now, his face was disfigured by the scratches. The cat was immensely proud. Bang, bang, bang. On the cat's body, the sound of bones surging could be heard continuously. It said excitedly, "Liar! Jade bones, jade bones! Revenge, revenge, hit them!" It was not far from achieving jade bones previously, and now it had really succeeded. Of course, even if it succeeded, the cat had not managed to convert all of its vitality into force at once, and it did not achieve an instantaneous qualitative change in its vitality. In other words, it had not reached its limit of about 16 million calories. Even so, the cat's current explosive power was close to 12 million calories. One swipe of its claws was enough to break 7. The cat was very excited. Its claws swiped at Hong Yu again. It was not targeting Hong Kuan. Hong Kuan did not break the cat's tail, but Hong Yu did. The cat was very vengeful. It wanted revenge. Uffed. The sharp claws tore through the void. Hong Yu slashed with his sword, colliding with the cat's claws. With a loud bang, a dazzling spark erupted. At this moment, Fong Ping grabbed the earthly emperor's avatar behind the cat and stuck it to his body, absorbing the vitality crazily. The cat had succeeded. He had to continue. Even if he could not completely forge jade bones, he had to increase the degree of jade bone honing. Not only that, he still had to restore his flesh. After what happened to North King, Fong Ping knew that flesh was also very important. Fong Ping continued to absorb the vitality. On the other side, Li Zhu suddenly stopped running. Seizing the opportunity, he flew over and roared, "Are you trying to stay out of this? Destroy the avatar together, or else we'll all be working for Fong Ping." Heavenly King Yi, who was running away, gritted his teeth. That was right. He could not go on like this. He turned around and charged toward Fong Ping. Fong Ping roared. Wait a little longer. I'll leave after I hone my jade bones. Stop messing around. I'll give you benefits after I hone my jade bones. Hongyu, I promised Moon Spirit that after I hone my jade bones and crush them, I'll give them to her. She's your wife. Are you really going to mess things up and not give your wife a chance? Hongyu's movements froze. In the next moment, he roared, "Go to hell!" This Fang Ping actually used Moon Spirit to fool him. Whether it was true or not, this guy was his enemy. He could not let him succeed in forging. Fang Ping cursed. At this moment, Li Zhu and Heavenly King Yi took the initiative to rush over, besieging Fang Ping again. This time, Fang Ping really could not block them anymore. The earthly emperor's avatar could not hold on any longer. It had absorbed too much vitality. After all, it was fake. It was also on the verge of collapse. At this moment, with a loud bang, the earthly emperor's avatar exploded. Between heaven and earth, the power of the rule paused for a moment. Then, it swept up in an instant. In the blink of an eye, the hole in the sky was blocked. The power of the rule dissipated. In the next moment, a figure appeared in the sky. It was a little sluggish. The rule of this place had once again created the projection of the earthly emperor. However, similar to Emperor Batian, it had already become an unconscious robot puppet. Silence. Heaven and earth were silent. Other than the number of people and the addition of a group of skeletons, there seemed to be no difference. As for Fang Ping, his face was full of regret. He did not succeed. The only good thing was that the degree of jade bone honing had increased a lot. It was 85%, not too far off. As for the cat, it had forged jade bones. The God Creation Envoy had also absorbed a lot of vitality. Its bones were brighter than before. There were even some changes to the divine weapons bones. The battle did not stop. At this time, Tianji and Shenghong were also covered in blood, flying over. They surrounded Fang Ping and the others in the middle. Their eyes were burning. In just a short while, everyone had suffered heavy losses. Other than these heavenly kings, the others were all dead. Even the heavenly kings were heavily injured. It was all that bastard Fang Ping's fault. Fang Ping curled his lips. He looked around and panted, "Don't force me. If you force me, I will go up and detonate the power of the rule again. I can do it. Everyone, let's talk nicely. Isn't this the heavenly king who didn't die? What's the big deal? Let's talk nicely. Besides, my keepsake is still useful. I can still leave this place. You guys." Fang Ping glanced at the projection of the earthly sovereign in the sky. He seemed to be about to break through the air. The others stopped him instantly. On the other side, the God Creation Envoy charged into the sky and smashed the projection of the earthly sovereign into pieces with a slap. He laughed. "You guys can't pass this stage. This projection is very weak. Moreover, you'll probably need to find the keepsake to pass this stage. So, if you want to pass, don't move." Li Zhu said coldly, "Kill Fang Ping first." Fang Ping held a keepsake and said speechlessly, "I already said that I can leave. Why don't you believe me? If I leave, you guys might not be able to pass this stage. All right, how about continuing the previous deal? Give me the keepsake and exchange it. How about we pretend that nothing happened just now?" How could he have the cheek to say that? Hongyu recovered his cheeks that had been scratched by the cat. His face was dark. More than 10 catacombs martial artists had died. They had also suffered serious injuries. Now, Fang Ping actually said that nothing had happened. Fang Ping frowned. He raised his head and said, "God Creation Envoy, take out the fake earthly sovereign avatar again and continue." Everyone's gaze froze. Hong Kuan could not help but say angrily, "There's more." He had had enough. He wanted to leave this damn place. coupled with his father's avatar and the chaos from earlier, he felt that he was really going to die of anger. Fong Ping curled his lips. It's not difficult to fake it. If you can make two, of course, you can make more. Li Zhu said coldly. I don't believe that you guys are still. In the sky, the God creation envoy took out another puppet-like earthly sovereign avatar and looked at Fong Ping in surprise. How did you know that I like to keep an extra backup? Fong Ping was embarrassed. What the hell do I know? I'm just fooling them. You old thing, you actually made 3 of them. King Kuan was exhausted. He looked at Fong Ping and said coldly, Give me the keepsake to pass. Fong Ping was very easy to talk to. He threw a keepsake over and said helplessly, You insisted on coming here. There's no other way. You just happened to meet me. Consider yourself unlucky. You should leave early and break through your stage. There's no need to keep pestering me, is there? King Kuan was too powerful. If he did not leave, Fong Ping, the God creation envoy, would not be able to get away with it even if he added the Azure Cat. It would be best to send this guy away. King Kuan snorted coldly and cursed in his heart. It would be best if all of them were killed. He hated this place. There was almost no hope of killing Fong Ping. If Fong Ping could not leave this place, he might choose to join forces with Hong Yu and the rest to deal with Fong Ping. Obviously, that was not the case. If that was the case, why should he be beaten up here? He might as well go straight to the next stage. After getting the keepsake, King Kuan did not hesitate at all. He did not give Hong Yu a chance to ask him to stay. He glared at him with an unfriendly gaze and disappeared on the spot instantly. Hong Yu, this guy, he would go and settle it himself. Did he want to continue staying and taking the blame? With this time, he could even break through the stage. The moment before he left, King Kuan seemed to have thought of something and shouted, How many stages have you broken through? He was a little regretful. He should have asked clearly. The stages that this bastard broke through were not kind to him at all. Fong Ping seemed to hear something and murmured, If you go to the North King's stage, then I can't do anything about it. The North King hated these 2 brothers very much now. This guy could not be that unlucky, right? Fong Ping secretly prayed for him. If you go to the North King's stage, then you can only blame your bad luck. It has nothing to do with me. He was murmuring. Hong Yu seemed to feel something. His expression changed slightly. Was there something wrong with that stage? Damn it! He hoped that there would not be too much trouble. He felt that it might have something to do with him. That was Moon Spirit's father. After King Kuan left, the battle power was balanced again. Cat broke through 7. Cat against Heavenly King Yi. Fong Ping against Li Zhu, God Creation Envoy against Hong Yu. As for Tianji and Sheng Hong, although they were heavenly kings, their injuries were not light. Fong Ping really did not take them seriously. His defense was invincible. What could these 2 fellows do to him? Same old. Hand it over. Otherwise, don't even think about breaking through today. I will continue to screw you to death. Fong Ping was still strong. He was a little restless. He said, Senior, continue to let the avatar absorb vitality. I think I'm going to forge jade bones and break through 8 soon. As soon as he said that, Hong Yu's eyes shot out golden light. He looked at Fong Ping as if he had seen through him. His expression changed slightly. He was really going to forge jade bones. Right now, Fong Ping looked like a skeleton in his eyes. His bones were glowing with a rich jade color. Perhaps this fellow was really going to be fast. Hong Yu's expression changed. If this continued, they would have to help Fong Ping block the knife and help him forge jade bones. Thinking of this, Hong Yu gritted his teeth and said in a low voice, Exchange. Exchange for 5 tokens. He wanted to bring Heavenly King Yi and the rest along, lest they became Fong Ping's shield. As for the benefits of his father, He was not prepared to take it. If he stayed any longer, he would really be tortured to death by this bastard Fang Ping. Fang Ping pursed his lips. Actually, he did not dare to stay here any longer. The power of this round's rule seemed to have changed. He suspected that if he absorbed vitality again, he might unleash the lethality of Breaking 9. However, it was still possible to scare people. Of course, when he saw the God creation envoy in the sky, it seemed like he really wanted to continue trying. Fang Ping cursed in his heart. The old fellow probably wanted to forge jade bones too, and wanted to try again. The key point was that if he unleashed it again, it might be even stronger. If King Kuan ran away, they might not be able to stop him. Fang Ping did not dare to let this old man try again. He hurriedly took out 5 tokens and shouted, "You two, hand them over too. Don't try to fake it. I can tell. Let's exchange together." Hong Yu was worried that he would cheat. Fang Ping was worried that they would cheat. Fang Ping said quickly, "You guys throw the things further away. How about this? You guys get the tokens and teleport away immediately. I'll go get the things. If I don't teleport you guys away, you can still come back and continue to snatch it." This was a good suggestion. Soon, Li Zhu and Hong Yu glanced at each other, then threw the 2 tokens behind them, very far away. As for Fang Ping, he also threw 5 tokens over. The 5 of them looked at each other and teleported together silently. In the blink of an eye, Li Zhu, Hong Yu, Tianji, and Sheng Hong's figures all disappeared. Heavenly King Yi's figure disappeared halfway, and suddenly got stuck. With a bang, he got stuck in the air. Yes, the card came out. Heavenly King Yi was stunned for a moment. In the next moment, he was extremely terrified. He could still get stuck out. He could even get stuck in the teleportation process. I%yen hashtag at Heavenly King Yi was about to collapse. In the sky, the God creation envoy was also stunned. He did not expect this. He was convinced by Fang Ping's trick. Heavenly King Yi was finished. The others had all been teleported away. He was here. If he was not finished, who was? Kill. Still watching. Fang Ping roared. Still watching? What were they looking at? This guy was a pawn of the Tao tree. How could he let him go? Of course, it was just a try. Who knew if he would succeed? Just consider yourself unlucky. No. Heavenly King Yi's sorrowful and indignant roar resounded in all directions. This was not what he had expected. P.S. Promote the book. The Reclusive Big Boss spy novel, Old Alley, has been published. Brothers who like spy novels can support it. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.